just wanna live and dream, but nothing is as what it seems. And baby, it's making me crazy. I just wanna fight and scream. There's nothing left for me to say. Fear shot to defeat the day. I know that I can control it, so it doesn't have to be this way.
I'm really sick of living, stuck and trapped in the system. You're just a brick in the wall, and I got my back up against it. I represent the resistance, they want me back up in prison. But I'm the master of my path, and I won't slack on my mission. You're lacking the vision, so I'm just gonna cut to the chase. They hide the truth in plain view, right in front of your face. I used to think the world was normal, but that wasn't the case. We're just some goyim on a hamster wheel, running in place. Turn up the bass, I grab the microphone, and all I do is rock it. This little light of mine, I let it shine, and you can't stop it. But there's nothing these corporations just won't do for profit. This fake ass world that we live in is sick, it's truly toxic. If you don't see it that way, okay, then keep talking. Don't bump into that wall while you're sleepwalking. The alarm is going off, I hear it beep often. I'm at the double doors of truth, I'm gonna keep knocking.
I just want to live and dream, but nothing is as what it seems. And baby, it's making me crazy. I just want to fight and scream. There's nothing left for me to say. Fear shot to defeat the day. I know that I can control it, so it doesn't have to be this way.
I refuse to just go quietly into the night. There's forces of darkness at work and they're restricting the light. I'm so fed up with the lies, they tell us this isn't right. It's ODD TV, you best believe I'll get up and fight. This is my plight, I'll never let you cowards get the best of me. Took the red pill, now it's time to fulfill my destiny. Living like I'm Neo, dipping from my P.O. Tripping on me cause I am the one and he's a zero. Hot like a jalapeno, bringing heat that you just can't avoid. I call out bullshit and lies, they call me paranoid. People are just foolish, full of hate, they get angry. Point out the truth about reality, they label you crazy. Just a glitch in the system, you're a critical thinker. And no, they don't want that. Fuck them, give them the finger. I do it every single day with each and everything I say. I'm not living like a victim, it doesn't have to be this way.
I just wanna live and dream, but nothing is as what it seems. And baby, it's making me crazy. I just wanna fight and scream. There's nothing left for me to say. Here's shot to defeat the day. I know that I can control it, so it doesn't have to be this way.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first. Unfortunately,
because of you, we're in this mess. Forever you will acquiesce. Oh, you love to be deceived. Whatever they tell you, you believe. Dead of sight, dead of mind, news believer, you are blind. Critical thinker, you are not. Never independent thought. Busting through your paradigm. Hypnotized with pantomime. Regurgitating all you hear. Spread your terror, spread your fear. your mind to be free. Never your eyes will ever see. Lick the boot of tyranny, begging for your slavery. They who have remote control, the teens know your very soul. To live to the great deceiver, television watching news believer. Inject your poison where your mask. All they have to do is ask. Never questioning authority. Blindly following like sheep. Yes or no, sir, free backs full. You television watching fool. Never your mind to be free. Never your eyes will ever see. Lick the boot of tyranny, begging for your slavery. They who have remote control, the teens know your very soul. Tune into the great receiver, television watching news believer. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. Extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is 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 extremely dangerous to our democracy. In their world forever locked. Into their world forever boxed. Reality you leave behind. A prisoner of your own mind. However you will be deceived, never ever to be free. Yeah. Never your mind to be free. Never your eyes will ever see. Lick the boot of tyranny, begging for your slavery. They who have remote control, the teens know your very soul. Tune into the great receiver, television watching news believer. Never your mind to be free. Never your eyes will ever see. Lick the boot of tyranny, begging for your slavery. They who have remote control, the teens know your very soul. Tune into the great receiver, television watching news believer.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the show. We have a very exciting show lined up tonight for you guys. Welcome, Shapu, my brother from another mother, my co-host, my wingman. How you doing today?
Yeah, thanks, Jen. I'm doing okay. I had a small headache just before, but now it went away. So
Now it's gone because you're here and you're in the melt with us. And Steph Davis made a comment just a little bit ago, said she feels like she's home when she's here. That really warmed my heart to hear that because, you know, I remember back in the day, there was lots of channels out there that I felt that way about, but I don't anymore. And I'm glad that you guys have a place to go. And I feel like, you know, this is my family right here. So I love it when we're all hanging out together doing these live streams. Also, go ahead.
no, for me, it was watching you, Jen. So
Crystal, we're going to bring you on in just a second. I wanted to talk about this with Shapu real quick. There's somebody in the chat from Japan. I can't say the name because it's in Japanese, but
I don't know if it's she or he, but you can call him what's it? Ame-chan.
What is it?
Ame-chan.
Ame-chan?
It means candy.
I'll set that up somehow.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so he asked if, or she, sorry, asked if they could translate our melted Hawaii video live stream to Japanese in captions. Of course, we said yes. And I thought that was really cool. And they sent us the video, and sure enough, we're not talking Japanese, we're talking English, but the captions all in Japanese, which is really cool to see that, we're out there over there in Japan. People are watching it and sharing it and stuff. So that's great. And feel free to do that to any video. You have my permission. I'm just saying. All right. So we're going to get into bringing our guest on tonight. We have Crystal from the Melted Truth channel. And Crystal has not been on with us since 2 channels ago, Shapu. I just realized it. It's been 2 channels since we've seen her. Yeah.
Already.
What's up, girl? Welcome.
Hey, guys. Thank you for having me back on.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
We missed you. It's always great.
It's so good to see you both. It's been a really busy year. So,
well,
yep.
we've just seen it's been 2 channels since you've been on, because I had another channel that I had to start. I know you weren't on that one. You were on the one before that. So this has been 2 channels now. Oh, it's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a bit of a whirlwind. So
a lot's been going on. We had a trip planned. I was going to come out there. And the reason I wasn't able to come out and go to all these amazing places, because Crystal had a road trip planned for us for like 3 weeks. We were going to be living out of her car and stuff. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And my mother wound up getting sick before she left, which prolonged her visit here because she had to be well enough to fly home once she got out of the hospital for 16 days with her almost dying and everything. And that was a month-long process. And that was the month that I was supposed to be with you. So we're deciding on October, I'm going to get out there. We're going to figure some stuff out and check some places. But you actually went out to a lot of these places that you said we were going to go. Mm-hmm. And one of them is one that I hope you take me to when I come out there is Shiprock. Yep. I'm really excited about that. Yep. Yeah.
Just this melted castle in the middle with these walls that go out to it. It's amazing. So
yeah. When Shapu had showed pictures that he has of it, and we were saying what you were saying is called the dike, that long thing that runs along leading up to this Shiprock. The pictures that Shapu has shown, which are amazing quality, you could see in between there that there is brick, and then they call it a dike. So they're admitting this thing's man-made, but yet it looks like it's part of the natural landscape. And what happened to this thing? And what's that huge thing off in the distance? It's just it's crazy.
But yeah, I went out so I had a big trip, and it was one of those trips where you're so into it, you don't take a lot of photos.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to be going back to, Jasmine just came to say hi. I'm going to be going back to a lot of these places, in just a few weeks. I'm going out to Montezuma Well. I'm going to be sharing some photos tonight from Montezuma Castle, and I'm going to go back out to the well. Or go to the well. I haven't been there yet, so I'm really excited about that. But anyway, River Dam and Valley of Fire and Valley of the Gods and Shiprock, and just a really restorative, much needed trip out in the desert. So
yes, great that you did that. And also I already said it once before that. I think one of our haters saying that just looking at the pictures and saying then instead of going there, but I said when you're there, you cannot look at it like you look at it on pictures, because you're so overwhelmed by all the thing that you cannot see everything. But with the pictures, you can analyze it and look at it. This is the difference. And they say that just looking at pictures is just not good.
When you have a crime scene, they take pictures and they analyze those photos. If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, Jasmine.
Hey, what's up, Jasmine? Oh my goodness, I haven't seen her in so long. Yeah, this dog has been all over all kinds of melted buildings.
She knows more about melted buildings than any other dog.
Right? So I wanted to show everybody before we get too sidetracked into whatever it is we're going to look at here, because we'll just get sucked in. We're all sporting our Meltology t-shirts today. So we're going to kind of like stand up a little so y'all can see them real good. Maybe somebody can get a screenshot of it. I know I'm going to take a screenshot of it. There you have it, guys.
That's awesome.
And if anybody's interested in a t-shirt, the details are below in the description box below this live stream. And thank you for everybody who's already gotten one and contributed to the channel. Also, Shapu's PayPal link is in the description below, and his channel link. If you're not subbed and belled to him, you should be. All right. So, Shapu.
Yes.
You had a little adventure just the other day. Let's hear all about that before we get into all crystal stuff. We're gonna see what you got going on.
Yeah. Yesterday, I think. Was a nice day, so I decided to go to the place that I wanted to go last year, because last year we made a video on it. I wanted to go to see that it's like they say it's old ruins of a mill on the side of the river, but I went to the wrong place last year. But I found some other stuff like glass everywhere and pieces of bricks and melted rocks all over that place. But yesterday I decided to take my bike and go for a ride to see the place that I wanted to see. But some interesting thing happened when I passed by the place that I went last year. They were doing like an archaeological dig right there.
Wow.
Just right there.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you have any information on this archaeological dig? Is there anything in the paper about it, what they're looking for, what they found so far?
Not really, because I didn't know they were doing it until I saw that because right there it's like a pathway for people to go take walks and biking, and they place like a sign saying archaeological dig. I guess people just could go there, or they asked people to come, because when I went there, they were like families going there, just passing the rock to some I don't know how they call it, like a screen for.
You mean like they're kind of shaking it, getting the loose stuff out to look for.
Yeah. They were doing all this.
Screen washing.
Yes, they were doing grids with like lines and looking through the sand for stuff, but they were looking for stuff that were like for 5,000 years ago, like lances and stuff like that. But what I was searching for was things before, not so long ago, like before the 1800s and 1700s. That's what I found, a lot of this stuff there, but they're not interesting in this, because they want to make the history like older.
The narrative.
The narrative older, because the guy, I think the two guys that were there were archaeologists. There was the typical one, the one with the hat, with the beard, exactly everywhere. There was one right there. He was talking with the girls, but the other guy was explaining the year and was talking about people lived there 5,000 years ago, but in our story they shouldn't be, but it's crazy.
I gotta let this cat out. He's not gonna stop meowing. I'll be right back. You can keep talking, get into your stuff. I'll be right up.
Yeah, I'll go into my screen share of the pictures I took that day. It's not too much because it was crazy, but interesting stuff that they are doing an archaeological dig right where we did the show last year.
Man. And I had this. Do you ever dream about Meltology? And I'm sure you do. And melted buildings.
I don't really dream.
That's interesting.
No. If I do, I don't remember. I just close my eyes and wake up in the morning.
But out here where I live, there are these pockets of survival everywhere, and artifacts within these pockets. And it's so interesting to see it from that perspective. Just similar.
Because you have like they have made the whole history of the people living there and everything, but here there is none. So they have to make one, I guess, because
Mhm.
they say they were natives, but they don't want to talk about those native people because I don't know, they suppress them, and so. But now I think it is starting to. Is it changing, or they're doing this because we are telling people that I don't know. It's anyway.
So something must have been found there for them to be digging.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
probably found some structure or some kind of artifact of something left over from the last X Factor event.
I don't know, because when I went there, they weren't much. On the beach where the beach where I usually go stop there to smoke my joint, because but now I couldn't because there was too much. There were
Damn
families.
it, man.
But
Wait,
I didn't find it.
Motherfucker.
Find anything else than bricks. I don't know what they were really looking for, but this place, I never heard of it before, because I didn't even know it was there. I just stumbled upon it because I went to the wrong road. So,
You know how they say when they find things deeper, it's older? But we know these buildings went way underground. So they're not really finding older stuff. That's just the narrative that they have to put on. Oh, it's deeper, it's older. You know what I mean? Like, these are their reasoning for it to get you to buy the lie.
Just like sedimentary layers.
Yeah, and that cross-bedding stuff. Did you see a couple of videos? I talked about your cross-bedding stuff, and I showed the messy melt where it's kind of going like that, crisscross the brick lines and stuff.
Man.
It seems like there's slippage in the building when it's coming down, maybe coming on itself.
And
Like if the floor's closing down on itself, it might have a little slippage there, and it'll look like what they're calling cross-bedding.
like out at Walnut Canyon in Flagstaff, how at the bottom of the canyon you saw that cross bedding. And Shapu recently shared a photo of there's like this area of cross bedding, and then beneath it there are these blocks. It's just been in the past few days you shared that photo. You've got comments on it. It's like on a beach, I think.
It was his little river tour that you just did, Shapu, on the last show, I think. Is that what it was when you were showing your pictures?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure which one she's talking about.
But and it's crazy because this cross-bedding, you get it on the, a huge scale, like in these canyons, but then you get it in small scales too. And we know, and then you see this cross-bedding like inside caves. And so we know that this cross-bedding is a byproduct of the meltdown, part of the X Factor event, just like the pickaxe marks inside the caves. But you see that everywhere, not just inside of caves.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
See, but we're conditioned that when we see it in there, it's a pickaxe. If you see it on the outside, it's just some weird erosion, And this is how our brains are malleable that way. They get us at a very young age and start teaching us this stuff. Everybody learns about the Grand Canyon when they're little. It's like, and it took millions. When they tell you this stuff at all these young ages, it sticks and it stays. And that's your perception deception of what it is we're in, what's around us and everything. And then, of course, the narratives that's indoctrinated into us of the millions of years, thousands of years, millions of light years, all this crap.
I was thinking about this very idea earlier when I was getting ready for the show, that the deception is so vast. It's as bad as The Truman Show. It's as bad as Westworld. It's that bad. And I think a lot of people just can't grasp the scale of the deception that we've been in our entire lives.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, no, they can't. Grasping this whole Meltology thing, even, I think a lot of people reject it because they don't want to have to deal with why it may have happened and how we are a part of that, because they'd rather just kind of, do what thou wilt and just live how they want to live without having to think that they had anything to do with the repercussions of what's going to happen,
Exactly. Yeah, I was listening to this book today. It talks about this stuff exactly, Jen. That the people don't want to to accept the true laws of this place, and they want to do what they want and stuff. But this is not the way to go. There are like not saying rules, but things that you have to abide by, and they talk about this in all religion, like in the Bible and everything, like the commandments and stuff like this. But they are like things that everybody should do, not to impede on other people, and not to just up yourself to be better than anyone, because everybody has a chance and everybody is equal everywhere. But
Yeah.
that's not how we are raised. And even in school with the competition and stuff like this, yes, it's good to have a competition, but it's not like in your life, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think competition is healthy to a certain extent, in playful ways and everything. But we're conditioned at such a young age by this televised Eurovision and all these narratives that we live under and everything. There's just, being born into this reality the last 200 and some years, you have no chance, because if they didn't tell us all this shit at a very young age, and they tried to tell us all this shit when we were like in our 30s, we wouldn't buy none of it, We were like, dude, it's not round. What are you, fucking nuts? Look, it's level. Then they have to teach us space at a very young age. I remember learning about the solar system in like 3rd grade and stuff. Doing projects on the planets and everything. All this stuff. It's got to be real. They're making me do it. It's on TV. I got a shirt on that says NASA. It's got to be real. My neighbor over here is a fucking jet propulsion fucking guy.
Yeah, it's the worst then, because they're so deep into their lie that they cannot go back anymore. So they have to just go on with it.
They have to push forward. Yeah. Well, that's the whole name of the game. Once we're in the short season of Satan, which I think that's why we've had these lies heaped upon us. I don't think the millennial reigners thought they were on a ball hurtling through space or nothing. They knew everything, and they had everything. Everything was abundant. I think it was heaven on earth at that time. And then, and then it wasn't. And here we are. But thank God, I feel like we're at the end of all this bullshit. I feel now like spiritually, because I've always had this feeling, and Crystal, let me know if you've ever felt this way, that you ain't from here and you're just visiting.
Yep. I was like a teeny tiny kid.
Yeah. And like you want to go home. You don't know where that's at, but you're not from here. And then it's like you also feel like an observer. Like,
wow.
I always feel like I'm watching everything happen, and like, why? And I'm always saying, like, why? Even when I was a little girl and I would see these horrible fights that would happen in my house with my mom and my stepdad and everything, and I'm like, why is this happening? Like, what is going on? Like, I've never felt a part of it. I've always been the observer or a witness to some extent, and I've always felt like I wanted to go home.
Yes.
I totally feel what you're saying. I've always felt like I'm watching myself move through life.
Yeah.
But like in moments when I'm out in the desert amongst these formations, I feel really aligned with myself, and that feeling kind of goes away. Everything feels whole for a moment.
Yeah, because we are, like, if you want it or not, we are home right here, right now, and in our bodies. But they made us feel like we're not. And I felt the same way all my life also. I was just an observer of this world, like we were like living libraries, bringing all of what we know to the ether realm, like what's around everything. We just put out there, and it can be accessed by everyone, but nobody can anymore. So that's what we really are here to do, to observe, to look at this world, to experience every part of it, and made it our own. So
we're not going to get to do that. They're going to put you in little 15-minute smart cities.
I think it is
no further than that. Your car will die.
But
so what I'm saying is like, even from a child, like I always felt like I just, I didn't understand what was happening here. None of this made sense to me, and I didn't fit in with anything. Like, I didn't have to force myself to participate in life sometimes, like I wasn't the soccer mom and all this stuff like that, and joining all these things and everything. I was just like, I just always knew something was really, really wrong with this days. And I went to 12 years of Catholic school, so I had that on me as well.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think when you talk about being out there with the like out around the melt and everything, you're standing in truth, and that's your authentic self is truth. And we're living in a sea of lies. Like, we're just swimming in lies from day one. We go right out of our mom's womb, right, or the matrix now, I should say, because that's what the Bible says. It's a Mandela effect. Yet women don't have wombs; they have matrix now. Right into a sea of lies, and that's why we're under admiralty law, because we're in a sea of lies.
Yeah.
But,
Exactly.
all right, so Shapu, what do we got here? You got pictures and video?
Yeah. Yes.
Nice. You got a nice camera. Good pictures.
Yeah, it's a good one now.
I want to get a Nikon P900 so I can do the zoom, like being able to see the Chicago skyline across Lake Michigan.
Yeah, me too. I want that's the one I want, but I didn't have $900. So, but I bought the second grade. It's the P530.
Nice.
And
Very
it
nice.
I got a really good deal for $150. The
Awesome.
woman was,
That's a good deal.
But I have two now because I actually bought 3 cameras, but I sold one, and I lent one to my friend because the Nikon B500, it's like the basic model. It's all programmed in. You don't have to know anything about photography or putting like apertures or anything. It does everything, and it's really good quality. The AI on it, it's really good. But I like the the picture that I would show now. I took it with the P530.
Okay.
And you'll see it. Look, you should see my screen
You
now.
got these moonshots, Shabu, with the
This is the one I took yesterday of the moon.
Jeez.
I'm gonna make this big screen here for
But
you
that's
guys.
not the P900. That's a P530. So it's halfway there. It's only 44x zoom instead of 80 or 90. Yeah.
The moon has been so bright out here in the Arizona desert. Just it's been incredible the past few nights. Can't sleep at all. So.
Wow. I love that though.
I look at the Milky Way, and I look at the moon, and it all seems like damage to me.
Yeah, I think the moon looks extremely damaged, like a blown out light or something, and the dome looks like it's scarred, maybe from the X Factor event.
I've wondered that. I've wondered if the Milky Way is a result or is connected to the X Factor event, and somehow, same as the moon, all this damage that we're seeing on the moon. Whatever the moon actually is, I don't know.
No. But if you look at this moon, and you look at I was looking at bombings of Germany, Hamburg, and all of this in 1944. It looks exactly the same as.
Remember they were talking about bombing the moon a while ago, like back in 2009 or something. They were talking about, look it up, guys. You can look it up. Like Japan was going to bomb the moon or something.
Whatever it is, I don't think it's 280,000 miles, 330,000 miles away. No way.
No way. No.
No.
That's very true. That's very true.
Okay.
All right. What do we got here, Shapu?
I guess so. This I was going to this. I'm on the trail to go to the place I wanted to go, but I wanted another shot of this place. Last time I showed like only this this waterfall, but it's not a waterfall. It's
Oh, hold on one second, Crystal. In the lower right hand corner of the screen that you're looking at this on, there's a box, and it can make it bigger for you if you click it. You see it?
The lower right hand side of the screen. Oh,
yeah, enlarge.
Awesome.
So this way, yeah, right.
yeah.
All right, here you go.
Okay.
Okay, you can continue, Shapu.
All right.
It took us a while to figure it out too. We could figure out the melt, but we couldn't figure out how to enlarge our screen. We're tardy like that. All right, Melanie? Hold on. I got something for that. Where is it? Hold on. I gotta scroll all the way down. Here it is. Melanie.
Where's the glue? Where's the glue? I'm out.
All right, Shapu, it's all you.
Yeah, I see people like talking about the reflection and the vibe of cosmos thing. Yeah, it could be the moon reflects light and could act like a mirror of the past. We don't know.
Interesting thought.
Yeah,
But definitely, in my opinion, is the negative to the positive, like for the moon and the sun. It's like a dielectric plane of inertia that they're on, and they're a positive, negative. So, and maybe it works that way. I don't know, but what it actually is and made of and consists of plasma, I don't know.
Yeah. No.
I like your idea though, Shapu.
But it's not mine. It was like somebody else. He's called like vibe of cosmos. He really put this theory really. He theorized all of it. He made books about it. But it compared maps with it. He did a really good job. It's still only theories because we cannot really.
This is true. This is very true.
That's very true. That's very true.
With his bloodshot eyes.
So I wanted to go closer to this wall here because I don't know anyone that makes walls like this way. I don't know what.
Jeez.
Look at that.
That's amazing. I saw something very similar at an old mine that I stumbled across up in Globe, Arizona.
Globe?
Globe, Arizona. Yeah, Globe. Jen, we have so much to do when you do make it out here.
Oh, I can't wait, girl.
It's going to truly be epic.
Shapu, are they saying they built this or they carved it out of the millions of years of sedimentary bricklayers there?
No, I don't know the story about it. I didn't check about it, but
that's some crazy shit right there.
This waterfall has been there for forever. The one canal that they made, but this one was already there. If you look at the oldest maps or anything, it's already.
Oh no, CFM and Jeannie are tardy. What is going on here, guys?
Don't be tardy, don't be tardy, don't be tardy.
Are you getting an echo when I play my stuff?
No.
I am.
I don't feel turn.
Boom, baby.
Welcome,
everybody.
Goes all over, but there's this wall here. It's part of this rock there, but there's this
aperture,
window aperture there. That is really interesting, but all of it's like covered by vegetation. Which way? No, I'm going the other way.
You're Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx is just woke up. And this is like the continuation of the
Wait, was that some cross bedding there? That last picture? Across the river there? Is that what you were talking about? Something like that in the picture?
But no, this one is really layered.
Yeah. Look at that thing.
But yeah, I was just testing again my capabilities of my zoom on this camera. If it's too loud, I can.
No, it's fine. There you go. Wow, look at that. That's a good camera.
Yeah, it's the different one that I showed the last time we were on. Jen, I was showing a camera. I was showing like the P500.
Right.
But this one is the P530. It's also still good, but it's all manual, so you need to put the good settings or your picture won't come out as good.
Right. Look at this thing. Is this supposed to be built this way?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering because it's just crazy. Why would you make it like wavy?
Yeah. that a little opening?
Yes, yes. Sorry, I didn't have like any tripods, and I stopped there after like a 40 minutes of biking, and
Look at that.
yeah,
Hey,
my
hey,
hand was shaking a bit.
Wow.
that looks so cool.
I mean, you can so clearly see the block lines.
Yeah,
X factored.
because we all built on this old world when people rediscover this place, you know.
You build on ruins.
Yes. All right, so let's get to where I want to go. So I had to go. There's a trail that goes around it, but this is like on the side. There's no sign or anything to go there. I had to look up on Google Earth where it was to know exactly. But I saw like a small trail going into the woods, so I think it's that place. So I went there, and it was the right place. And all over there were these big cedar trees, like fell down. Yeah. So I have this video of it because I saw it's right there over there. Oh man, I saw there it is. So just decided to film.
Did you find any bricks along here?
Yes.
Find
Bricks
bricks everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. And you will see that this thing is all made of stone from the outside, looks like, but when I get up into the inside, it's all a brick mess, you know. It's crazy how they made these molded stones because, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one, this burnt brick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep,
covered.
nice.
It's all muffed up. We got 30 people here, Chapeau. That's good. It's not 33.
Yeah, wait. But I had so many 33s this week. It's crazy.
Is that a brick?
Yeah, no. It was bricks.
Okay, there we go.
Right in the middle of the nowhere. They say it was an old mill.
Oh, it's always an old mill or something. They always say that.
You will see that it's just a square. There's not much to it.
You know, this reminds me of something that I wanted to ask you guys about: the abnormal grain growth.
Yes.
And the polygonal masonry that we see in Peru and whatnot. Do you think there's a connection there with the abnormal grain growth and this polygonal masonry?
Yeah. Yes. Probably this is how it was formed, because I found like new pictures of it actually today, of a place that you can actually see these. They say that they carved this way, but you can see on these pictures that they are breaking into the rain starting, but breaking into some pieces that are not totally. I should bring it up right away just to show you. Do I have them here? Okay, I'll have to go out afterwards. So just just look. It's all red bricks.
That's red brick down there. Okay, yep.
Red motherfucking brick, just like in Ape Cave. Everywhere.
Every day of the week.
Every day of the week.
Yeah, and there you saw the video. There was nothing else around this place. You can see
right.
like
Look look on that inside wall there, on the through that crack that we're looking through to the other side of the building. There's all brick back there.
Yeah.
And is that a little chunk of broken red brick on the top of the rocks right there?
Yeah, right there. Right.
Some bricklets.
Yeah. Jen, when you come out here, you and I are not leaving the lava tube in Flagstaff until we find a brick in there. I don't care if
It's not going to be hard at all, I'm sure.
If we have to stay in there 4 or 5 nights, we're doing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're
something.
in an Abe cave for like a minute and a half, and I found a brick, a melted brick.
So yeah, you were like, look, all of these blocks are practically the same size and everything, but you got this one, you know, what's going on with this one, and you can see there's a line. Something happened, you know, kind of what you were talking about.
Yeah, with the grain growth.
Yes.
What was
Let's
that?
go ahead. Go ahead.
That was a dildo. Like, what is that? I don't know what's going on here. Is this
Yeah, the bricks.
right?
Between the tree that fell, you know.
Yeah, imagine what's under this tree. I mean, just more building. The more you go down, you're going to find dirt and pieces of brick everywhere.
Yeah, look, I don't know how deep this thing goes, because I saw like that there were more blocks down there, but you know, there's the river. It's right there. It's right by the river, so I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
You need a pickaxe with you. They're picking away at that thing.
And that one black brick in the last photo, super cooked. Is that spray painted? No, I don't think so.
No. These ones are just there. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, see how it looks now with this color that it is? If it was going to squish down on itself more, it would get squished out and flat and become slate.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yes, slate. I have to share some photos of Newport Tower. I put a video. I don't know if you guys have, I think you guys have seen it, of Newport Tower in Rhode Island. Mm-hmm. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that structure.
So look.
Oh, wow.
Now I get up into the. You can see that there's no. I just want to just show you that this thing has no doors. You know,
okay.
I didn't see any doors, so the door must be way down, because this is a window. This is a window.
Right. So it's down in the melt.
Yeah.
Melted away or covered up by other melt.
Yeah, it's covered up for sure, because look, this is the interior part of it.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on, because
my gosh.
Yeah, I will get up on top of it, and you will see that the interior, this is just all around bricks everywhere.
What a find, Shapu.
And they say it's from the 1800s?
Yeah, they say that this thing is an old mill from the 1800s.
It's an old building from an X Factor event that happened in the early 1800s.
So this is the inside of the square.
Well, it looks like it had a brick floor. Is that melted steps?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but it's on a hill. You know, it's look. I'm up. This is my foot, and look, it's at the same height as this window there. It's all bricked up, all dirt, and I think someone was trying to make a shelter out of this. But look again, just another window.
Right. You know, this is reminiscent of that burnt out building that I showed everybody up on Mount Cheeha that they call a retaining pond now. It had those kind of windows all the way around it.
Yeah.
Had this kind of rock, except it wasn't square. It was a rounded building, kind of like egg shaped in a way, the structure of it.
And look, this is the end of it. There's just a small square. You cannot mill anything in this.
There's milling stuff in that.
Yeah. So you can
see brick. I wonder what's under that pile of brick right there.
Yeah, I wondered too. Yeah.
Did you take any of these bricks home with you, Shapu?
I didn't have any bag that day. Yeah.
Oh, yep. We're at 33. We got 33 people watching. DJ's in the house. What's up, DJ? Haven't seen you in the chat in a while, girl. I love you.
Hi, DJ. Yeah.
Yes, that's 33.
So yeah, look, I want.
Patty G's in the house too.
where this place is like situated. I'm on top of the wall right now,
Wow.
This is awesome, Shapu.
and you can see that. This is it's just a big pile of bricks down there. I don't know what's going on. And this is the river there. Why would you build so close?
Mm-hmm. That river wasn't there before, or if it was a lot smaller, narrower.
Yeah, and at this time it's lower than usual also. So
yeah.
Wow. Who knows what the river's covering up?
Right?
Yeah, I've seen some etchings from the 1700. They say that, but the river's not there. It was filled up when they built like the dams again. The dams. They destroyed so much places.
The damn dams?
Yes.
I was out at Hoover Dam a few weeks
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
And Lake Mead has really dropped over the years. And it's amazing how many structural remnants have been revealed at Lake Mead. I'd like to go out there in a boat, just tootle around for a while.
Oh, yeah, dude. Could you imagine if we went scuba diving like in that stuff? You could watch people scuba dive and look for gold with underwater metal detectors for Lake Tahoe. There's all kinds of big boulders and all stuff under there.
Yeah, Jen, when you're here, we got to go to Hoover Dam and Lake Mead, Valley of Fire, that area up there.
Yeah, definitely Hoover Dam for sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I just uploaded an old live stream that we did a couple months ago, and Dala was sent you like these pictures of Lake Mead that she went on a boat ride and took pictures. Remember, Jen?
Yes, yeah, that was some pretty cool stuff we saw. Yeah, yes.
So yes, yeah. Remember, I showed you like this old barge, just
Oh yeah.
there. But now look, there was a tree that fell down on it, and it didn't even broke anything. Imagine
Let
that.
them
Look
fall
at
on
the
a
size.
boat today and be like, oh, we gotta fix it for $100,000.
Exactly, and this thing has been there since the 1800s.
Wow. They don't make shit like they used to. Not even
No.
trees.
And this, look, I said, "Oh my god!" I had to go see like archaeological dig from the National Commission.
It's official.
Canada.
Oh, you know what I gotta do? I gotta get on my jacket. My little jacket here. Keep going.
Yeah. So they went exactly the same spot I went last year, and I also took.
It's
nice
gorgeous.
picture.
That's a beautiful photo. That's a carpenter bee, I think, right?
I don't know. A bumblebee, maybe.
They're really loud. You can hear them coming for a while.
Yeah.
Sort of this really big.
Yeah, these big ones.
Yeah, I love those guys. Nice photo.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, Jen, I took
So beautiful.
Hmm.
Gosh, that's a really good
my
picture.
macro settings again because
Great camera. Wow.
yeah, it's only been like a week since I have it, and I didn't have time to really use it. But when I came back, I stopped at the pier and I smoked my joint there, and I took these pictures of these geese.
These beasts.
I love it. That's wonderful. Community piece.
Yes. They looked like they were having fun. So
I got attacked by Canadian geese when I was little.
yeah,
Be aggressive.
Yeah, I was feeding them, and they started. I was really little. I was like about 5, So, their long necks. They're kind of come up. They were surrounding me, and I'm like, ah! My mom had to come rescue.
Yeah, they're crazy. You can see, like they were just hitting their wings.
DJ says she's been trying to navigate clown world.
Woo!
I hear you.
It just keeps getting more bizarre.
Nice shot, Shapu.
Yeah, thanks. And I stopped there again too because they were less like humid, less like a curtain of humidity, so I could see like across the the river more
Mhm.
with this camera, and you can clearly see like all these lines, like just going straight across.
Do you still have the fires going on, or did somebody figure out how to put those out yet?
No, they're still going on, but the wind are not northern winds, so we don't have the smoke anymore. But you know,
That's an awesome shot. And of course, we would be told those are sedimentary layers.
yes, because I believe that they were all around our city. They were like the cities in Europe, the star cities, all walled up.
Mhm.
But you cannot see any of this anymore here, unless they dig and they found like remains of it.
Gosh,
But all of this,
it's just ruins absolutely everywhere.
but they build these type of thing on top, like a lookout. Probably the base was something else. We don't know anymore.
Wow. My goodness.
I think I have like a small video of it. But I was testing my focus because I didn't know totally how it works. So because it's all digital, there's no interchangeable lenses, so the focus is automatic.
Okay.
Because on these P900 and this one, that you cannot change the lens, so it's all integrated.
Okay.
Wow.
My gosh.
Yeah, I tried to. How soon?
That's still a really, really good zoom, man.
So then the P90 is double this. So. But when you're that close, you only move a millimeter, and it moves a lot. So
Right.
you need to have like a tripod to carry with you.
Yeah. This is really cool, though.
Yeah, and that was. You can see the people, and then I think I got one more video. I was, just. But
That looked like some fairly old concrete on the top. The rivers and everything, it looked fairly old.
Yeah, the lookout is probably from the late start of 1900s. Because you'll see that all of these building there that I was zoom on, they are like from the 1800s. I'm sorry for the rain. I think I'm going to close my window.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. We could use some out here in the desert. Monsoon season's gotten a slow start and storms have been spotty. So
you need the rain out there.
A bit, yeah.
You're having tumbleweeds coming past you.
Not at all. You're totally right. So just driving down the highway, bam. So
DJ needs some glue. Hook her up, Melanie. She says I'm running low. We need some helium. Keep this party rolling.
wow.
Oh, NASA's got all the helium. I forgot.
Yeah.
For their satelloons.
And so to the left right there, where we see what would be sedimentary layers, I wonder if it was like that wall on the right.
Yeah.
And even that wall on the right appears to have sustained some sort of damage. So who knows what it actually looked like before. And then I don't know if it's been slightly refurbished or if that wall has been, or
Yeah, it could have been. There's one. I just wanted to see this boat from up close. I said, "What is this boat? It's like a bar boat." You'll see. It's like
it's a party boat.
It's a small.
Is that a floating bar?
It is. She's done that. We're coming
That's
up there and getting on that
fantastic.
thing. We'll take it over. We'll cruise right up to the melt, do a few shots.
That's hilarious. Never
That's cool
can't
as
say I've
fuck,
ever
right?
seen a floating
Yeah.
bar before.
Floating.
Pontoon bar.
Yeah.
I think that's a pontoon.
Our
bar.
sign on the side will say Meltologist on the scene.
Yeah, you can hear the geese.
All right, look, this Gaza guy here, just keep it mellow, dude. I don't like dirty talking and stuff in here, talking about your balls and stuff. Shit
Yeah,
creeps
he's
me out
always.
a little bit.
So
Just reel it in a little. If you can't, then you're gonna have to leave. And I don't like kicking people out unless I absolutely have to. So there's that. Keep that in mind.
Awesome footage,
yeah,
Shabu.
these were my boots.
Yeah.
Today. Just went
Great
out for
stuff.
a bike ride, but now I
And
try
so-
to bring my camera with me every time I go out. So.
That
You
just
never-
it proves that everything is all around us all the time, even in your backyard. Patty had videos at her last house that she lived at. She'd go right out in her backyard when she learned about Meltology. She was digging shit up.
Mhm.
Yeah, just right in your basement.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's the same thing. I walk out into my front yard, my backyard, just walk out of the house and look in any direction. It's everywhere. So
Yeah. Yeah, if they haven't paved over it or put a mall on top of it, you'll find it. It's the melt's
Yeah.
everywhere. We're living on top of it. We live within it, on it. We work in them. Some of these buildings that have melt damage all over them.
I think
All
Jasmine
right.
agrees. She came to say hello again.
Aw,
She's so
Jasmine.
patient.
she's a good dog. How old is she?
Very blessed. About a year and a half now.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, she's been so helpful to me, and she's a wonderful hiking companion. So
Oh, yeah, definitely a wonderful hiking companion. And when you're going through stuff in life and you have your pets with you, it's really helps with all the stress that you deal with and everything. Little fur
no,
baby.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, good.
No, Jasmine has been really found part of my foundation, and so has Meltology hugely. It's like my compass always pointing north.
And-
we talked about this before.
Yeah. And how did you get to flat Earth? Let's tell everybody that.
Okay, so because as soon as the geological model began to fall apart, I was able to start questioning other things that I had assumed were true as well.
Mm-hmm.
And our senses, we've been conditioned to not believe or to trust in our senses. Flat Earth is it makes a lot of sense to me. Concave Earth is also very interesting. But the globe Earth, there is so much wrong with it when you really start getting into it, and the mathematics and line of sight. But anyway, Meltology was the key to me questioning the globe.
That's
So
amazing.
as soon as the geological narrative fell apart. So
I've heard since you've said it, because you were the first person I ever heard say that they got the flat Earth through Meltology, which is great because usually it's a lot of people who've already been onto the flat Earth and they're coming
It's
into
the opposite.
Meltology stuff. And I've heard a few other people. It's very small amount, but that's amazing to hear that this research is opening people's minds in so many different ways. And okay, so if they lied to you about what you're living on, clearly they're going to lie to you about everything that encompasses you in what you're living on. So I think that they go hand in hand, and it's a huge part to the lie, the puzzle that we were missing. And like I like to say, Meltology is the glue or the mortar that holds everything together.
Yeah.
And, some people don't want to add this piece to their puzzle, but if they don't add Meltology into the piece of the puzzle of this whole tapestry of truth and lies we're trying to sort out, they're missing a huge piece that keeps them tied some way into the globe model. Like if you're a flat earther and you don't want to look at this Meltology stuff and realize that there was these resets and things, other things going on here that we haven't been even told about, another layer of truth that fits into our story, not his story. Geology is tied to the globe model. Volcanism is tied to the globe model. Geology is tied to the globe model. So at this point, if you don't realize that geology is one big lie, then how do you explain this geology on a flat Earth? And what are volcanoes? So I think Meltology answers a lot of these questions and further releases you from anything that ties you to the globe model. Things that you don't even realize are still tying you to that globe model. I never hear a lot of these flat earthers, or really any of them. And correct me if I'm wrong if there's anybody out there, but I've never really heard any of these flat earthers talk about volcanoes and what's going on there. We've covered it immensely here on my channel. Yeah.
But like plate tectonics and how it ties into volcanism and all of these facets of involving the globe.
We showed the concoction for making a volcano that they've had since the mid 1700s, Chapu, right? The mid 1700s, something like that. I mean, literally a concoction where it even says in there, you do this and you'll have your own true Etna, And so we know that they can do it, and it's not hard at all. The concoction's quite simple.
So I don't want to interrupt your flow, but I have so much to add to what you're saying. So
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, about volcanoes. So I've been to a bunch of them in person now. I Flagstaff, New Mexico, northern Mexico. I've been to Vesuvius. So I've seen a bunch of volcanoes. And
You went to Vesuvius?
When I was little,
Oh,
and
wow.
when I was like 7. Nice camera.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And that kind of got me started on a particular path, seeing Vesuvius. But anyway, all the volcanoes that I've gone to since the Meltology realization, I have found melted bricks all over the place. And I'd love to share with you guys. I can do it during the live stream. Some of the bricks that I found, like in northern Mexico, I went to Elegante crater, a bunch of volcanic craters. And as you're driving out there, just scattered along this dirt road that you're driving down, there are these very large swollen bricks. And they're like
just another volcano spitting out bricks.
And they're very large, and you can clearly see that the right angles on certain sides, and they're very light. It's like pumice in a way. You know how pumice is large, but it's light. But these are clearly bricks. And every single volcano I have been to has these everywhere. I have boxes and boxes of them in the house now. So yeah, anyway, any volcano you go to, I guarantee you're going to find melted bricks. And I wonder if volcanoes, I wonder, what are they? Are they reactors of the old world that are still in a state of meltdown? Aha! Are they just massive buildings that were melted down, like Towers of Babel or something, and are still hot? I don't know exactly what they are. But yeah, volcanoes are part of what holds the globe together. And once you realize volcanoes are not volcanoes, then just everything, it's like this domino effect that begins to happen. And that's how I got into flat Earth, amongst other things. So anyway.
It's interesting too with the volcanoes, they add in the sound effects, like when they have the live cams on Mauna Loa or La Palma or whatever, they add in these looping sound effects. We've gone through that and stuff. And we've showed comparisons to the eruptions to, what you can do even on a little small experiment to create the same effects. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're faking them and to cover up whatever they really were. And to also further the globe model. Okay, it's like, Jen, are they really going to fake volcanoes just to further the globe model? They fake fucking space every day, all day. They're faking it right now. They're teaching it to your kids. They're probably doing projects on space right now. Yes, they would. And they've been doing it. So
that one was hard for me, realizing what's going on with space. And it's interesting the role Elon Musk and SpaceX plays in all of this. And his constant references to the firmament and this and that on his Twitter page, and watching the Falcon 9 launch videos.
Oh God!
And you can see what looks like a wake. anyway, there's a lot going on there with
The
SpaceX.
SpaceX stuff cracks me up where they're like, oh, it's coming down, and it like lands on this little barge in the middle of the ocean perfectly. They just hit rewind is all they did, and then they're all they pan to they go to the control room, and everyone's like, yeah, great. You know, it's like,
Of course, I can't say with any certainty what is actually happening. I can only say what it looks like, and I can try to describe what it looks like without, the trying to step outside of the lens of what I've always been taught. But if you just try to objectively look at what you're seeing, some of the rockets appear to come up and follow a curve, right? Almost as if it's following the inside of a dome, and making huge wakes in the waters above. And other rocket launches, when they're launched at a certain angle, it's almost like they hit the dome and just explode. I've seen some of those. And it's like the more you look, the more you watch these videos, the more you see it. And it's just so mind-blowing to consider that it's not at all what we have been taught at all. So
that's a huge lie. You're muted, Chapu, I think. Are you muted?
Come on,
Oh,
mute.
there you go. Good.
Yeah. I was wondering. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
I was muting. Okay, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, the best one I see breakdown is one of Hiru Landucci's video about the go fast rockets. Like you say, eating the dome, but actually it's not like eating something. It's just passing through something that's so dense that it stopped its movement, but it creates friction, and after a while there's so much friction that it explodes. But what he shows and explained that it's a dense gas like sulfuric fluoride that's up high up in the atmosphere, and nothing can go through this because it's so dense. And
like that little thing under the water that the
exactly,
submarine is
the
trying
same
to go
thing.
under, and
The same
they
thing under the water, because when
it makes sense, Chapu, because that one rocket that went up that had the camera on it, when it hit the dome, it was like boop, but it didn't crush it at the speed that thing was going. It should have been it felt like a can, but it didn't. It just was like boop, and it just stayed there in this like kind of space of some sort right there.
Yeah, the status, exactly the same as what's under the water, because what they say that these other underwater volcanoes spew out is sulfuric fluoride, the same gas that's up there, and it's so dense, this gas, that it's inhibit everything, like electricity, fire. It cannot work through this, but flesh can go through, but not metal, so there's something there.
We've forever been taught not to trust our senses. And I remember as a little kid using telescopes, and so often thinking to myself, as you're trying to focus in on certain areas or whatever, that it looks like I'm looking through water. And then, of course, the grown-ups tell you, no, it's not, it's atmospheric reflection, whatever. And it's just like the ripples in a pool of water, guys. Yeah. That's exactly what it looks like.
Well, that's what they tell us why the stars are twinkling. That when you're looking through the atmosphere, that's why the stars twinkle, and that's not true. They're twinkling because they have some kind of background of water behind them, or they could be. Go ahead.
Like sololuminescence.
Yeah.
Like what is that? When there's a sound underwater, and it creates, or sound within water, and it creates light.
Right.
I think that's called sololuminescence, right?
Something like that.
And it just makes me wonder if some of what we are seeing is the result of this. Yes. I'm just trying not to take anything that I've been taught for granted as being true anymore. And I'm sure I'm definitely not saying I'm right on everything, but we have to question what we've been taught, because as soon as it hit me hard when geology fell apart, because it's been such an important thing to me for so long. I collected rocks, and I majored in geology in college for a while, and it like hurt when it all began to fall apart. So
yeah, people invest their lives or careers in that. Go ahead, Chapu.
Exactly, because me too. I wanted to become like an archaeologist all my life. But when I learned that even if you find something new, if it doesn't go with the narrative that they already did, they just got to throw it out the trash and just they don't accept it, and that's why that I didn't want to do it anymore. And
Yeah.
it was a waste of my time just trying to get into these institutions and stuff like this, because they control everything that comes out of it, you know.
Yeah.
And then the fossil record comes into question when we know that we're not looking at all of these eons upon eons of the buildup of sedimentary layers and, you know, fossils within them. And so that comes into question, and then carbon dating comes into question, and then everything comes into question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
See what Meltology does? See, it's just, it's
It's-
amazing. It's a huge piece that people don't want to. The people who are steering people away from this topic probably already thought to themselves, "Oh snap! If this is true, this, and this has to go as well." And they're like, "Yeah, I'd base half my show on that stuff. I can't do that."
But going back to your question a few minutes ago, Jen, what brought me to this idea of flat Earth? And yeah, it absolutely was Meltology. It's so huge. Meltology is the thing that brings everything else into question, I think. I really think it's the foundation. Because once we can no longer see our physical environment in the way that we have been taught to perceive it, then
It's game over.
Yeah.
Yep, game over. To get back to the stars real quick, and I want to get into your pictures really soon. We're back at 33 people, by the way. I don't know. Anyway, the stars, if they look like they're water, which, you know, even if you look in a pool and you see the waves of the water reflecting from the sunlight and stuff, it looks identical to what we're seeing in these stars, these close-up videos of stars and stuff.
Yeah.
So if the stars are portals, now maybe not all the stars are portals, but most of them, because we got to get out of here. When you leave here, you go through a portal into heaven. It's called a white light tunnel, okay? And in that tunnel of light and these near-death experiences is angels, okay? So, and you're tuned to that star because you get to pick that star before you even come here, because that's what happens. God creates you. You're kind of like a child soul, and they take you to this place where you pick your star, and then you leave and you get born. All right, honey, what's up? And then when you leave back out of here, that star is your portal back to the heavenly realm. And portals usually are associated with water. So I think that we're looking at star portals is what we're looking at. That's in my opinion from the near-death experiences that I've heard and stuff.
Jen. Yeah, I already like mentioned maybe all of these stars that we're seeing, they are like each and every one of them is someone, you know, because some shine more than others, and sometimes some shine even more than they usually do, you know. Maybe it's a reflection of the people that are there, but you know, what do we know?
And there's so many more stars up there that you can't see. I mean, if you're have a really dark place and you can look at the stars and you have a really good set of binoculars or whatever, and look at some of these formations, and you got I have really good binoculars, and I could see, like, even in Orion's belt, millions more stars up in there, you know. So it's not just like, oh well, you know, you only see so many stars, but they tell us billions more are out there. They're within the layers of the dome and stuff. And I just feel like, you know, somewhere up there my star's hanging out. Oh, and I gotta tell you guys, I was out front yesterday, not yesterday, the day before, it was at night, looking up at the sky, because a lot of weird stuff happens in my skies. It happens too quick to video though. So I just happen to be looking for the cats. I look up and there's this bright ball of light, like Venus. Okay, when it's low in the sky, Venus. It actually, you know. So I'm just walking out, looking up, and I'm catching it moving. And I'm like, man, that fucking thing is a white. That's not a plane. That's a ball of light. And it was moving pretty quick. And I knew the trees were going to be right there, and I'd lose it. So I run in the house. I get my binoculars. I run back out, and I just caught it before it went away. But it didn't. The trees didn't cut it off. It just disappeared.
Really?
Just literally went, like, it phased out. Like it didn't look like it took off and went farther away from me quickly. It just kind of phased, and it was bright. It was like a big bright ball, and it was low, like Venus is in the sky sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen it many times. And I was questioning how come it disappear like that. Maybe it's moving out of your eyesight. I don't know, because it happens to me so many times that look at this bright light is moving, and now it just disappeared. It's
Yeah. I saw one at my old place at the trailer I used to live with. It was the Talladega Forest behind my house, but there was this huge field and then the tree line. And when it was a bright full moon, it lit up the whole field and the whole sky was lit up. Everything was lit up. And I went out there on my back deck and I'm looking at this thing. I'm looking at the moon, and all of a sudden by the lower portion of the moon, but off of distance, is this like orangey white big ball of light coming. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it looked like it was coming towards me because I'm looking at it and it's kind of moving along the moon. And then it spiraled up like as if you took a sparkler and go like this with it. And you see all the sparks going around as you whip it up. It went like that with these sparks. And then it just poof, went away. And I'm like, I'm scratching my eyes. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
My goodness. You've seen
I really don't know.
Yeah, I've seen the weirdest one. It's like the green comets. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. I've seen one pass. So it was just crazy. It leaves like a green trail behind it, and it just disappeared after a while. These are really crazy.
I saw a big black triangle.
No.
Flew right over me and my dog. It was silent. If I wasn't looking up, I wouldn't even have known it went over me. And it was a cloud. It was a full moon. There was a low cloud bank. And the full moon lit up the whole cloud bank. So it's like I'm looking up at the white and I kind of see the moon through the clouds. And it's those like cotton ball spread out kind of clouds that are attached. But it looks like cloth spread out. And I'm looking down my road and all of a sudden I see this wave in the clouds, like as if something was coming. And sure enough, as it came closer to me and my dog and went right, I looked straight up and watched it go over me. I went like that. It was and the shadow of it was hitting the clouds from the moon. And it was this huge pointy triangle. And it just came right down, just like this, right down the road and made a sharp left turn over my neighbor's house. It was completely silent. It was huge. Whatever it was, if it would have landed, it would have been the whole street from one house to the other. It had to be that big.
That is fascinating.
I was like, I don't know what I just saw. It was a huge black triangle, but the clouds were there. But I could see it on the clouds. Like, I could see it. It was black and crazy. No lights, nothing.
Wow.
No sound. Okay.
I wonder what kind of propulsion that aircraft had. Excuse me. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was silent. It was crazy. It was creepy. I don't know. These things could be parked over my house right now. I wouldn't even know it.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's more like same thing as your vacuum works. You know how a vacuum works. It opens an empty pocket of air and it travels, but not the vacuum. But if your vacuum wasn't like heavy and stuck on the ground and everything, it would move with the air that opens up on one section and the air move the back part of it,
like a glider kind of.
No, the glider is just glide on the air, but this like sucks in the air and moves the air out. But the action of it, if it's up in the air, it's an action of movement towards forward or backwards, depending on the side that you open the air vent or shaft. It's everything. It's easy in this world, but we make it complicated with numbers.
Look at the Antiquitech. Antiquitech is simple, and look what they give us for technology. I mean, I couldn't put together a computer board, but you give it some copper and a brass rod and a couple other little things with some, and boom, you got free energy.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so we're going to get into your stuff, Crystal, but a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, Melanie, made me a little video, and it's a minute long. I'm going to play that.
Okay.
And when it's over, we're going to get into your stuff. So while this is playing, I am going to run to the ladies' room. I'll be right back.
All right. So yes.
Hey there, Shapu.
Hi, Crystal.
So I was at Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff a few weeks ago, and in one of the buildings there was a little museum, and anyway, in the middle of it there was globe and like projections on it. And one of the projections, hey there. So again, I was at Lowell Observatory a few weeks ago, and I have a video of it. I can share it with you guys. And there was a globe in one of the museum buildings. I think this particular one was specifically for the canals that had been observed on Mars. And there are these different projections, and one of them was of Pangea and the plate tectonics, and how over millions and millions and millions of years, all of the continents have, aligned in particular places. And of course, we do know certain coastlines line up. I'm not sure it's for the reasons we've been told, but I was just thinking about that it's showing you the movement of these large plates over the course of millions and millions and millions and millions of years. But based on what we know about Meltology, we know that that's not true at all. So anyway, just another thing that comes into question. So it's an interesting video.
Yes, I want to see this. Nice.
So we're going to get into Montezuma's
Okay, Shapu and Jen, you'll be so proud of me because I have albums, and I'd like to tell you guys there's something in my life that's been bothering me, and it's my photo organization, and I'm working on it. I'm actually cleaning up my photos and making folders. So
Nice.
You've inspired me, Shapu. So for today's show, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 folders prepared. I don't think we're going to have time to get through all of it. So I'm not entirely certain where to start. It's all fascinating. I'll start with a small folder first. I went up to the Grand Canyon in February, just a little day trip. It was like 11 degrees. It was frigid. I just stood at one of the lookouts. And can you guys see this okay?
Oh, no, you're not screen sharing yet.
Oh, yeah. I need to do that. Okay.
Let's
see. StreamYard. Okay. Present. Share screen. Share screen. Entire screen.
We got this, girl.
All right. There we go.
All right. Boom,
Yeah,
baby.
Mark.
Is it working?
Yeah, Mark, John mentioned you again. So.
Huh? What happened? I'm sorry. What was that, Shapu?
Yeah, someone was commenting that John Levi mentioned Mark's group channel on YouTube. Our Melted Reality.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he gave him a nice shout out there. That was cool.
That's awesome that John Levi did that. So let me get to the best one. And that's Ice. Here we are. Ice's Temple.
Yeah.
Guys, look at that. We've all seen this, but to see it actually in person, and I've seen it a few times, but this is the first time I've seen it since getting into Meltology. And so, of course, I'm seeing it through entirely different eyes, but just the symmetry and, of course, this aperture here in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like a pyramid on top. And then we know these aren't sedimentary layers. And so it brings to question, what are we looking at here? Because this is all brick, all blocks, it's all built. And so what is the realm really made out of? And it makes me even think of the Minecraft game, the video game. I know we've talked about that, but I see this so much out here that I'm pretty much always thinking about Minecraft because of how barren the landscape is here. You see this layering absolutely everywhere. It's almost as though the entire realm was brick and everything was excavated out of the brick in some way. I'm not, just an idea. Definitely.
Well, we showed that place in Lima, Peru, Shapu. Remember, it's in the middle of Lima and it's all brick.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, it looked like they were taking stuff from there and building their city.
Yeah, I imagine, Jen, I saw this, someone shared like etchings of Lima from the 1700s, and it's just a star fort in
Wow.
Lima, Peru. It's crazy.
And an etching of a star fort in Lima, Peru in the 1700s.
The city is all star fort all around it,
Wow.
but it's a star city. I was saying star fort, but it's the star city because it's all around the city of Lima. Like every city that survived the event, and they talk about this in this Oera Linda book again that I'm listening to, but
Go
they're
back to that
talking.
picture.
Huh,
Yeah.
what? Go back, Jen?
Yeah, just go back one as Shapu was talking. I don't want you to skip over
This
it.
one? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just like, wow, look at this Shapu.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. Look at the arches and the apertures. This is cool.
And so when I see layering like this, okay, just put a pin in that thought. Okay. Let me back up for a moment. But I've been to multiple craters now. And within the craters, of course, you see the layering everywhere. Oh, it's sedimentary layers. Well, we know that's not what's going on. And so it's like the realm itself was built out of brick. I don't know if it's true, but it's like whenever you come across a crater, there is layering within it. Or oftentimes there is, unless the crater is just in some sort of topsoil. But generally speaking, it seems like there's always some sort of layering within craters. Meteor crater too. I was out there. I have some photos to share with you guys of meteor crater.
Oh yeah, meteor crater. I definitely wanted to check that out.
And so you get this layering within craters where it's like just absolutely flat, right, for miles and miles and miles. And then you get a crater with layering inside of it. And then you have the opposite, where you have structures like this and you see layering within the structure. And so it's like, what came first, the layering or the structure? I hope I'm making sense.
Yes.
So Isis Temple, another shot of that aperture.
I want to answer a question real quick in the chat. Pants on, I did not have a near-death experience. I've listened to a lot of them on YouTube, different ones, like a lot of them. And there's a lot of similarities when you listen to a lot of them and stuff. And yes, the Grand Canyon was a grand city at one time, in my opinion.
So when I went to the Grand Canyon, I saw the little video. At the visitor center, there's like a 10-minute video you can sit through. And I've tried finding this video online so I can share it, and I haven't been able to find it. I'll have to go back and record it on my phone. But it talks about how there was a cataclysm, something involving the sun and
Really?
And I think it was, it's been a while. I think it was the Hopi was referred to in this video. And saying that there was some sort of cataclysm and this race emerged from a subterranean city out into the light, into the fourth world.
Right.
That's the way this video starts. And then the video gets into the geology of the Grand Canyon, and it took 43 billion years for this to occur and blah, blah, blah. You know the narrative. But anyway, I wonder what we're looking at here. All this layering.
Right here on the left-hand side is a really cool shot here of the brick layers. Wow.
And then like Dead Horse, very similar to Dead Horse State Park in Utah. But anyway, okay, so moving on because I have so much to share. So Grand Canyon photos. Valley of Fire. Okay. So
I posted the post today of the Valley of Fire because
I'm sorry, not Valley of Fire, Valley of the Gods.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But I do have some Valley of Fire photos. And I saw your Valley of Fire post, Shapu, which was amazing.
Yeah, this morning I thought we were going to talk about Arizona, so I'll just put some pictures of Canyon of Shelly Canyon and Valley of Fire.
I'm not sure what happened. My albums. There we go. Okay. Valley of the Gods.
Yeah.
So I spent pretty much a whole day out here, or several hours rather, and I was so overwhelmed by everything I was seeing. I didn't take a lot of photos, but I'm going to be going back in the next few weeks because
You were mesmerized by the melt.
Yeah, that's happened when you are there. You're mesmerized by all of it. But
And-
this is in Arizona. There's a valley of the
where
gods.
it was right. It's very close to Monument Valley. I'm not sure if I was in Utah or Arizona though.
Oh, okay.
But
Because
it's right in that area.
they have the same valley of the gods in Colorado.
Oh, yep. There's a Valley of the Gods in Colorado, and then there's a Valley of the Gods in Utah / Arizona, wherever this was.
Yeah.
But guys, look at this. It's clearly a pyramid or something.
Yes.
I mean, and so I walked right up to the base of this and sat here for a while and just tried to absorb everything that was happening. It was such a sensory overload. And you could feel the energy, even in a completely destroyed state. You could still feel the energy of this place. I've never had an experience like this before, feeling what I felt out here. And I've been to a lot of places in the desert, but this place was absolutely profound. It's a structure, guys. It's a destroyed structure. And they're everywhere, absolutely everywhere out there are pyramids like this. Like, look at this, guys. You telling me that erosion just happens to create something so symmetrical? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the bricks up top. It's just, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, just
this thing is crazy.
All over the place out there. So I will definitely get some more photos next time I'm out there so I can share. But it was just such an overwhelming experience. So let's go to the dike at Shiprock.
Okay. You had me at dike.
I won't say that.
That'll be me when I'm out there with you, Crystal. You'll be like, I'm like, okay.
But again, I was really overwhelmed. I did manage to get some photos in this location though, because my heart had slowed down a bit. But yeah, very, very symmetrical.
Yeah.
And so there are three. Okay, so the academic explanation here is that this is a volcanic plug, and that the cone has eroded away, exposing the solidified volcanic plug.
Yeah. And
there are three dikes that go out to this volcanic plug.
And why are they calling it a dike?
It's an interesting play on words, isn't it? Ship, rock, aerial photo. So here's a good picture.
No.
This is even better. Yeah, let's use this one.
Oh, I could have.
There we go. So these are there's another one over here somewhere. It's not as pronounced as these.
Mm-hmm.
But these are supposedly dikes which dikes are like solidified lava, right? That fed the volcano.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the academic explanation of
that's the narrative, guys.
That is the narrative. So let's take a closer look. Where'd my photos go? All right, here we are. Okay, so here is Shiprock.
Whatever it was massive. It was really high up.
It's enormous.
And this is the melted down version of it. I see brick already in this dike wall over here. Are they saying that this is natural? They say it's a natural dike due to lava, some shit like that, right? But yet I can already see brick, and you ain't even zoomed in on that part.
but this structure itself, I would not recommend a passenger car going out here. It's mostly passable, but yeah, you need something with clearance to get out here. But okay, so let's see here. Let me go back to.
Well, that's a wall. I mean, how can they say that this is made from some natural thing that fed this volcano butt plug? I mean, are you kidding me? That's a fucking wall.
Oh, Jen. Oh, I'm never going to think of shipwreck the same way.
Oh,
Okay.
Meltology is too cool for school, guys.
Wow. Okay, so this is a dike, guys. This is solidified magma. All right, and we're not even really zoomed in yet.
Just happened to be in a straight line just like that. It's crazy.
And see how this just perfectly all broke off at the same layer.
You can see a brick in that spot there. It looks like a window or something.
This line, and then it's even, and there's another line right here. So yeah, I mean, come on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's stupid. It's stupid obvious once you see it, but I understand why I didn't see it. I understand why so many people don't see it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we're taught something else our entire lives, and we tend to just accept what we're taught, especially children, because there's so many consequences if we question authority or if we don't pass our tests in school. I mean, we're taught not to question things. So yeah, I mean, I understand why people don't see it, but once you see it, you can't unsee it.
That is very true. And if I was on the drops, I would have hit Mike Brady, but I'm not that quick.
Guys.
That's very true.
Nice, Jen. Look at this, guys.
Dude, that's melted as fuck. Right there. Look at that. That's a wall. All day long, it's a wall.
Yeah. Yeah, we need that. Instead of it's a brick all day long, we need it's a wall all day long.
Sure.
Look at this. And then it looks like this is part of an aperture, maybe a window or something.
And that looks like a brick right there in that aperture. That one right
here?
there. No, back up in that curved aperture.
Oh, right here?
Over just a little bit more to the right where your arrow is. Right there. That's a brick right there. Yeah, that's a brick. Looks like a brick to me.
Oh, man, guys, look at this.
You can see the perfect symmetry in it. It's definitely constructed.
The uniform thickness, uniform height, it's breaking off at the same area. Come on. It's just, anyway. And then, of course, bricks scattered all over the landscape.
They could never tell people what this stuff really is, because then their globe model would fall apart and all their other narratives would just melt away.
Yeah, and we'll see. We'll know that they lied to us all this time.
Yeah. You know, I think that like I mentioned earlier, it's almost hurtful to realize how deceived we've been for so long.
Yeah.
So here we are for scale. And so this part of the wall is, I think, missing and crumpled. I think that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Jasmine. So another shot, just different angles.
Yeah. Really nice.
Here we are, and you can see the thickness right here of the wall.
Yeah.
And of course, out in the background, you know, more massive, melted, destroyed structures.
I could just see them be like, what kind of narrative are we going to put on this? Oh, let's just blame it on a volcano.
Yeah. Another shot of the wall, different angle.
Even where your dog is standing looks like it's on like a pavement of some
Yep.
sort.
It does, doesn't it? I hadn't noticed that.
Wow.
It's my friend John.
Hey, John. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
He's in
yes,
the
folks.
Meltology groups
Yeah.
too. Look at this shot of the wall. Look at that, guys.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Look, here's a little window. Hello,
What's that
window.
doing there?
Hello there. Which makes me think of that other photo that we saw earlier. Where was it? With the see? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, this thing reminds me of I think might be in Peru. There's like this aqueduct, or Mexico. I'm not sure. There's this aqueduct that just stands like this, just a section of a wall that they just refurbished, but they say it's an old aqueduct, but it looks exactly just like this.
Mhm. Oh, wow. I think I know what you're talking about, Shipu.
Yeah.
And look, you can see through the wall right there too.
Yeah.
And so makes me think this is an aperture as well. And then of course, a lot of the wall is covered up. Just soil that has built up over time, covering up the bottom of the wall.
Yeah, it could be some of the flow from that building too, the shiprock itself, because that thing's melted and muffed up pretty bad.
That's a good point, Jen.
I think that thing was probably miles high, probably.
Yeah, and these structures like Monument Valley and Valley of the Gods, I mean, they're massive as they are, and they're melted. How much bigger are they? So
Exactly. I have an article about a ziggurat in, I don't know if it's in Iran or whatever, but they even say in the article, the core of the building that's left resembles a sandstone butte.
oh gosh, I know just what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys, look at this.
I'll drop that in the chat for everybody to look at while you're talking.
Look at this wall, guys. I mean, it's clearly a wall.
Clearly.
So, and I don't know if this is an aperture that is partially closed up, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but guys, look at this.
Yeah. Wow.
That
Yeah.
is
Just
nuts.
like an Incan wall or something, almost,
Yeah, like polygonal structured a little.
Oh, you know that I do see what you're saying there. I am seeing some polygonal masonry here. That's a good point.
Which would have happened during the grain growth and the polymorph stuff, that they go and melt into each other, form bigger blocks, pressure, the other things coming on it, and it starts to go like this geometrical kind of shape.
Yeah, I have this picture that I want to show you. I
Sure.
got this dark bit.
I can stop my screen share. Shipu.
No, you don't need to stop it.
Okay.
I'll just share it over.
Can you share over mine? Okay.
Yes. So you can see that it's this kind of wall.
I'm not seeing you, Shipu. I have to.
Oh, Jen, can you just put me on?
Oh, hold on. Maybe I muffed up and I didn't do it. I see you on my screen, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I have to take Crystal's thing off here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I just took Crystal's off.
Okay.
And we'll put yours back on here and see if everybody can see. I saw it.
Yep, I see you now.
Okay.
I see. I don't have haters. I have there. Oh yeah.
Okay. Now you see this? Yeah, this is. But look here.
That's in Peru, right?
Yes, but here you can clearly see that these ones are separating, and they're not just as what they tell us,
You could see though, if it kept going with the melt, it would have went polygonal, what we call polygonal today, or whatever.
Yeah.
But Look at
Okay.
that.
because you can clearly see like the brick remains in between of these ones with the red, and they are like separating and just making themselves like what I just showed you. That is the same wall. You can clearly see that it's not like they show us like this here
Wow.
later.
So they'd like to tell us that, well, maybe they superheated them and molded them into place. No, that they were superheated, but they got molded into place on their own through the chemistry of what's happening during the X factor event and extreme heat.
Yeah, exactly what the grain growth explained. And when you build anything, when you melt something, it becomes one and two. But you can clearly see. I don't know. This is like what was bricks before, and now they're just balloon
but see,
rocks, and they
Their
change.
narrative for that Shapu would be like, oh, another civilization came
Yes.
and built on top with smaller bricks. But that's not the case. If you take a stick of butter and put it in a frying pan and the bottom half of it starts to melt and balloon out from itself,
You can,
and the top part is still a rectangular piece of butter, it doesn't mean that the bottom half is older and somebody came along and made more butter on top of it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Now you can clearly see in this one. You can clearly see bricks, and now rocks right in the middle.
See?
And
Yeah.
these ones are changing. And I don't know this part here. You can clearly see that this middle part was brick.
Now, do you remember they would always say, what are these little nodules on these things, right?
Yeah,
Sticking
these.
out. They're just bricks, guys, that are still kind of floating around in there that are popping out a little. They're not nodules that they use, like they want to say now, well, they use these nodules to somehow put them in place or something like that. We find these nodules everywhere. It's just brick within the melt itself that's kind of still popping out a little out of that.
But this one is a really good example of them breaking apart and making themselves like seamless like this.
Right, exactly.
See how this one, Shapu, slid over to the left?
Yeah, here.
You can see how it slid.
Look at that real flat surface, though, right next to the slide. Right
Yeah,
there.
all this,
Brick right there, yes.
You can see the indentation of where that brick was further over to the right.
But you know that there were others right on top of it. And look at the bottom,
Those are smaller bricks.
Yeah, who's putting that in like that? Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
And what's the ground? The ground looks like those janky cobblestones. We're going to build our megalithic wall on this janky cobblestone road.
Guys, this is blowing my mind. This is one reason I love doing these shows together, is how you can see how all of this stuff connects. And
exactly
what started me, I got into megalithic stuff about 6 years ago, and that eventually led me to Meltology. And I remember seeing the knobs on these blocks and wondering what they were. And every explanation that I heard or idea wasn't really satisfactory. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. You suggesting that what we're seeing are actually remnants of bricks within a partially melted block or heat dam. That's an interesting, I hadn't considered that before. Like, that's very interesting.
That part in the middle where it's extremely ballooned out, there it's worse, the green growth and stuff. The rest of the wall looked like this next to it, or even better, it was brick. But I'm just saying that one section there. Shapu, while we're on this topic, can you search for the green growth information and do you have any of that on a folder or something? This way, there might be people here that don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
You guys are blowing my mind right now. And I remember
people want scientific proof. We bring the science. This is a macro level, and we look at it from a micro level. And if you look at it, this is a worldwide event. You can kind of say it was on a macro, micro level in a certain sense, and it explains what we're seeing way better than these ancient people running around with oxen and I don't know, bronze tools carving this shit out. Moving all this stuff.
This is so interesting. And so what we're looking at right there are swollen bricks or swollen blocks. I remember years ago when I would look at blocks like this, I would think that it was some sort of poured concrete or something like that.
Yeah, but they also did this poured concrete on top, like molded stones. What you called
Like stucco.
card stone? No, but they also make fake stones to look like bricks and cut stones like they would have cut stones from directly, but they are molded.
Almost like what we see here, where there's like no, not like what we see.
No, not like this. But
like it's bricks, but it's covered in concrete, and it's made to look like it's one block, whereas actually within it, it's made of brick. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, but it's made of brick, but also some concrete molding that creates like you have like a molded brick, a brick that is molded like siding, but they did the same thing with some concrete and put that thing over it and tell us that they were cut stone from granite or something, but they actually made that stone. It's not really.
You see those in cemeteries going around the base of these monuments. One of them was broke off one time, and you can see the brick underneath.
Shapu, can you please go back 2 photos, because my mind is just exploding right now looking at that bottom middle photo, because I see polygonal masonry.
Yeah, this is
photo.
A 10,000 times a microscopic grain of something. I don't remember what it is.
And so I wonder if this was in solution or if it was exposed to heat or.
Yeah, this is exposed to heat to create this pattern.
Oh my gosh, guys, that's freaking polygon.
Now is Giant Causeway starting to make a little more sense?
Because
look at the bottom right-hand side.
Yeah, when you create anything from.
Oh my gosh!
You want science? We got science, baby.
Guys, that's
yes,
oh my
you can have the grain growth, and it can create this here, or even like this one. This is like perfect grain growth. And this one, like we just saw between, you can see like the bricks between them still there. It's the same thing, but in macro. Look, you can see that the powder, and it becomes this when heated.
And they go into each other and form bigger ones, and then the pressure of them pushing on each other as they're building up, you get these really large, what we call megalithic structures or remains.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Which one? No, go ahead.
And to that, please, the next photo.
This one?
Yeah. Can you please zoom in? Is there a way you can?
You see this type of wall everywhere you go.
You see it absolutely everywhere.
Everywhere
and
you go.
So similar to what I'm seeing at the dike at Shiprock. I mean, that's basically like the same thing.
And this is what we call janky rock.
Janky rock indeed.
You're going to build your wall with janky rock? No, you're going to make it with brick. You're going to superheat it, and then you have a megalithic polygonal wall.
That shall be added to the megalithic glossary. Janky rock.
Yeah, I think I got like.
This looks like Greece. Delphi, right? The walls in Delphi.
Yes.
Delphi. I'm not.
They call it Cyclopean walls.
That's right. The Cyclopean walls.
But you know what a cyclops is?
I know what a cyclops is, yes.
Yeah, it's a one-eye being. And who controls all this history,
Isn't it amazing how this all interconnects?
Yeah.
Shiprock, Peru, and this is what the community is about. We all go out and we find these little bits and pieces of the puzzle, and we come together and we share them, and we are step by step figuring out what the hell happened.
Here you can see like a graphic of how it goes. You see the grain size, the sturdiness, and the temperature here. Depending on the temperature and hardness of the stuff, you have. This is all in geology already.
Yeah,
but they don't use it.
They know this stuff, guys. They know it.
Because look, it's all the sand. It's all the same thing. This is the rock that breaks down and becomes sand.
Yeah, no parrotfish involved.
No, they all know. Look, the same thing.
And you know what? It's ground. Steve Fennerin turned me on news. What's ground? And when you look at the sand and the stones all ground down, we call it ground now because it's ground. It's grounded.
Okay,
Grounded
then you will need this
That's a
one.
good point, Jen.
Boulders, cobble, pebble, granules, and every mud, clay, shale.
But they say shale.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the expansion with the abnormal grain growth with exposed to heat, I mean, my gosh, guys, it's huge.
As this heat was going up, the grain growth was getting bigger. So
yeah,
that's why we usually see that on the bottom bases. They'll say, oh, it's a megalithic structure, and then the smaller stuff up top, somebody came along, another civilization, and built on top of it. They can't tell you that it's all the same wall,
Here, I got more.
We know in a lot of places that the heat came from the ground up.
And here, this one, you can see that.
Holy cow!
This is a normal grain growth, exactly what we see in Peru. And this is when you see like these ones around in bricks, something happened, like the air changed, the temperature changed. It wasn't constant. Depending on what you can see.
Looks like a brick wall, and then it goes all crazy, and then it starts getting like this crazy pattern here. It's just amazing.
Yeah, this one we can see this one in Russia, and the fort in Russia with the bricks. You can see rocks popping out. This is the one.
So the different levels of heat damage. This is why we see so many different things across the plane here.
Yeah.
And within the heat itself, whatever this extreme heat event was, there's certain areas where there might have been more heat than others, and it could be in the same exact wall a foot away, but that slight temperature differential, higher or lower, will make a huge difference in what that brick or bricks will turn into. This is why we see a brick wall or those aqueducts where you can see the brick, and then there's this big boulder in the middle. And then a little further over is nice brick and all this stuff. And then there's a couple other boulders. Well, who's this? Stop bricking. Hand me that boulder. We need it right here. No, it's this. It's grain growth, polymorph, all this stuff.
Jen, I have a wonderful example of what you just talked about at BOTG National Monument in Flagstaff. It was last year, I think last September, August, September, that I shared those photos with you guys. I think it was the first live stream we did together. But there is a clearly heat damaged brick wall. And within the middle of it, above ground level, there's like a giant boulder in the middle of the wall.
Yeah, just sticking out.
That's crazy. All right. So, Crystal, we're going to get back into your screen share.
Okay.
And
then
we're still at Shiprock, right?
We are still at Shiprock. And while we're on the topic, I can bring up that. Is it working? Am I sharing?
Oh, hold on. Well, let me take you off screen share and see if it works.
Jinx, come on.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
I can see it. Can you see it, Shapu?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Where is BOTG National Monument?
CFM is in the house, and I believe he is late because he did not get a notification.
I don't feel turd.
Guys, this is really important, and I'm not sure where I put the photo, but it'll take me just a moment to find it. But it's very important, and it's the right time to share it. So 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. You look for that CFM. I don't know what time you got here or whatever, but I got a little video. I don't know if you got to see it. So while Crystal's looking for that, we're going to play this video again. So there you have it.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm in the right area. I stopped my screen share because I'm just randomly going through my photo album, so it could be dangerous.
It's
So,
no problem. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I was muted again, but I was trying to talk. Yeah, thanks, Melanie, for all of this. But who I think it's Rose. Who I was wondering who was
I think it's Rose. I thought she was putting Crystal in. I don't know. It looked like Rose. Maybe she sent me the wrong one. I'm not sure.
no, maybe
I
it's
think
Okay, guys, I found
it's really cool.
Okay, all right. I found the photo. Let me
just share it.
present. Okay, share screen. Share screen. Entire screen. Okay, share.
All right, here we go, guys.
There it goes. Okay.
Oh, here it is.
Okay. Speaking of abnormal grain growth.
Oh my gosh, there you have it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see.
I think we talked about this before.
Yep. I shared this with you guys a while ago. I just wanted to reshare it because it's just what we were talking about. But look at that, guys.
Right there.
Yeah, it's just like what you said. I'm building a brick wall. Can you hand me that boulder real quick?
Yeah.
Look at the layers in this boulder rock. It even looks like it still has some sedimentary layer line, brick lines that run right across that equal up into the good brick.
And Wapatki National Monument is just mind blowing.
Yeah.
We shared this months ago, but
yeah, Melanie said it is crystal. So
say what did
Crystal? Yeah, you were in the video that we just saw about the schools out that Melanie did.
Oh, I was in there.
Yeah,
Oh.
you were in person. Look at that black brick up in there. What's that?
No, I really should we should reshare these sometime because it's some of the best evidence ever. Is that Wapatki National Monument.
Yeah, this is where they found a giant outcropping of a rock and decided to build their house on top of it. Never mind that huge boulder. We'll just build around it.
There's look at this wall.
Yes.
How one side is completely solidified and.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, getting sidetracked.
Look, how did they get this boulder with a brick under it and everything? I mean,
no, then yeah, they yeah, these
all right,
crazy.
But anyway,
that looks like an alien in your hand right there.
Yeah. It's just this particular area. They're called triops, related to trilobites and horseshoe crabs. And in this particular area during monsoon season, they come to life. It's absolutely fascinating. But
out of nowhere, I've read something about all this life just coming out of nothing, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy stuff right there.
Just like maggots and things like that you can just life creates itself.
I have a video of it. I should show you guys.
Yeah, I remember he swims around a little, doesn't he?
Yeah. But so Shipu, after being refreshed on the abnormal grain growth illustrations, and this is very similar to what we're seeing in Peru. My goodness. I want to go out there and take a closer look at this wall now that. But yes, we're seeing it. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, just a way to explain it to the skeptic that needs like real science or something like this, because they cannot see how bricks are just a grain structure can turn into a full structure in some way, but just by melting it and compressing it. Just the best example that I have is forging. When you forge metal, you know, you can take a metal powder and make a knife out of it that is so strong that you can cut everything with it. But they started with like a powder, but now it's all a full structure. But if you look at it in a microscopic way, you will see all these structures that are exactly polygonal shape that are just cling together. That's
oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah,
I remember it was several months ago you came across the abnormal grain growth. You really struck gold.
Oh yeah.
Such a huge piece to this puzzle, Shapu. Man, what a connection to make.
When I
It
found it,
explains so much because people would get on us about this stuff, because we didn't have the answers. This is a new field of research. People are like, when you first come upon flat Earth, they're like, oh, how come you don't fall off the edge? How big is it? Well, you don't have all these answers, but I can tell you one thing: it's flat, and I can tell you another thing: this shit's melted. What that boulder's doing there, I don't know, but now we know. And it gives us a deeper understanding of what we're dealing with, and then can also give us the language that we need to use to explain this stuff.
Yeah, I remember when I first stumbled into this community, we were all still talking about like popcorn rocks, and we all knew what one another were talking about, and we could all clearly see it, and we understood it, but we didn't really have a way to explain it. But this, the abnormal grain growth, it explains that. And there has been a lot of hate over the whole balloon bricks and balloon rocks. I've watched a lot of videos of people criticizing Meltology, and that's one of the things that is consistently brought up is how crazy we all are to think that it's popcorn rocks or whatever.
They'd be saying, girl, you're sniffing glue and you might be a little tardy if you think that's a melted building.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to these. It looks like there's an aperture here, and again, this is a clearly collapsed wall. We have the remnants here in the front. Looks like another aperture here. Now, this is not a fantastic photo, but this is at the very top and in the middle of it's right up in here somewhere.
Okay. Looks like yours.
Yeah, I need to go back with a better camera. I have some drone footage. I can't find it though, but I flew a drone up there and I've got very clear footage of the area.
That'll be good to see when you get that, girl.
Yeah,
all about the drone footage.
Yeah, I lost it, which anyway. But if you look here at the bottom, this is very similar to what you shared earlier, Shapu. The waterfalls and this area right here at the bottom. And
that's squished.
Very, very bricky, very blocky right here.
She's up here with me, baby.
So yeah, I think that pretty much. Jeepers! This is a really great shot.
I love it when you say jeepers.
Look at this for abnormal grain growth, guys.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they would call it like a cyclopean wall again. That's the term that they use.
See, now, Crystal, you have language for this. You have verbiage to describe it now.
And instead of, it's just like popcorn and it melted and it's squished and everything's a lie. So
right?
I think we
don't sound so crazy now. We got some proof to back us up.
I understand how this comes across to people. We really do sound a bit off our rocker. I get it. But it's absolutely true. So
yeah, that's why we needed some proven experience and stuff just to make it.
And to make it make sense, and it all makes sense now.
Make it make sense. Just grabbing someone by the shirt collar.
Yeah. So, that's the new shirt. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Yes.
Well, if a geologist can make it make sense that this is a solidified magma, then I'd like to have a go. So, okay, guys. Well,
I'd like to get a pickaxe and pick his brain.
But guys, I think that we really put a lot together. We dove a little bit deeper. We got some more pieces of the puzzle with these dike photos. That's huge. We definitely accomplished something here. But I have many more photos to share. Yeah. I have many albums to choose from.
In this one, you can clearly see like all the part that was on top of this is just been broken off and fell down into the ground. But now it's just part of it. You can see that it will be like just a boulder that you find like going up a hill, but it's actually part of this wall. all of this that you see on the ground level.
That's right. That's right. See, I
Yeah,
should have.
Jen, do you want to go out here when you're here, Jen?
Hell yeah! Are you kidding
It's a bit of
me?
a, it's
You
a
gotta
bit of a
twist my
trek.
arm.
Yeah, it's a bit of a trek to get out there, but this is close to Monument Valley and Valley of the
How long
Gods.
of a ride is it?
I think it's like 6 hours. Not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
So definitely doable.
I did 12-hour car ride straight through to Fort Myers.
Oh gosh.
I wish I could go with you. Nice.
Right?
Yeah,
so
Shabu,
jealous.
have you I'm sure you've already answered this question, so but where have you been to here in the US?
The only place I went is in Florida.
Okay.
And then there's only sand. So,
Yeah, I lived there for quite some time, so I don't miss it. Don't miss the mosquitoes. But there's a lot of meltage in Florida. If only I had known when I lived there how much.
yeah, the time I was there, I didn't know. I spent 1 month in Florida, just enjoying the sun there, and I didn't think about any taking photos of anything. I was just there to enjoy myself and have fun.
But I certainly did not know that the fort that I went to in St. Augustine was a star fort. That's sad.
Yeah,
I didn't know that yet. I've been to Coral Castle. That was a life-changing event. Okay, so this is
Coral Castle again. It's really something because now we know what coral is. Did he really took what was there? I know it's a big question for me also, because this is one of the first place that all of the people that look into this, they stumble upon this Coral Castle and what he did with Tesla and everything, and all the technology with the grinding and how he moved the rocks with these cones,
Yep.
But did he really,
Edward Lead Scallion, and
Yes.
he looks a lot like Tesla, by the way.
Exactly.
I do wonder now if the whole Ed Leeds Scallon thing and the love story, he built it for the woman and they never ended up together. I wonder if all of that is
And
just
nobody saw him build it. Nobody saw him build
Nobody
it.
saw him moved anything, and he moved it only at nights,
Uh-huh.
and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And moonlights also. They say on the full moons, this is where he could work the best. That is
I have photos from Coral Castle, guys.
Nice.
crazy.
I have a folder for it somewhere.
I'm gonna go grab a bottle of water. I'll be right back.
There we go. Coral Castle.
Oh, so nice having folders.
Shapu, you have changed my life. You have taught me the value and importance of folders.
I know. Even me, I wish I could have more classified stuff.
But here we are.
Yes.
Here's a few. And this was back in 2017. So this was pre-Meltology, but this is when I was really starting to get into the whole megalithic, the megalithic stuff.
Yes.
But I certainly see it with different eyes now.
Yeah, I didn't even look at it since then, it might be 20 years ago since I've looked at pictures of this place. Yeah, look.
So we have these sea creatures that have grown onto this pre-existing, whatever it is we're looking at. So, and in this building right here is a display of the different tools that Ed Leeds Scallon supposedly used to build this structure. And I wonder if what we're looking at has just been rearranged or trying to photo up.
Yeah, the gears and the stuff, and the magnets and the coils and the.
Yep.
It doesn't. For me, I look at this and it doesn't. Do anything with rocks. It has nothing to do. It has something to do with electricity. but nothing with to do with how to cut rocks or move rocks. It's crazy.
But yeah, the whole Ed Leeds Gown thing, it might just be another narrative, another cover up. I used to think that he had somehow harnessed the powers of levitation, the same sort of technologies that were used to build the pyramids, which now I wonder. But that's where I was at that point in time, back in 2017. I certainly learned a lot and still have a lot to learn. Who knows what I'll think in 5 more years, but
No, I think it's
Imagine what you'll know tomorrow.
dude.
Yes.
But back to Oatman. But it was so amazing to have that folder. Wow. It was easy to access. I knew where it was. Okay.
Yeah, so you're organized.
Yeah, I get used to having folders, man. Okay, so this is the drive out to Oatman and just massive destroyed structures along the way. This is the same highway that you take to Hoover Dam, by the way. And so when I look at this, I don't know if this is the top or the side of a building, but I see this as being one of those. And then right here, I also see the same thing. And obviously I'm driving slow and not paying attention. So,
Wow.
So I see the top of a structure here and it collapsed, or structures standing next to each other that collapsed and fell into one another and melted, something like that, but definitely structural. And then of course now it's hard to really discern this in the photo, but especially taking through my windshield, but this is huge, guys. I mean, it's absolutely completely flat on the top. And there's one here and there's one here. I think there were a few more. Again, a picture does not do the formation justice. It was huge. But anyway.
See, for me, I don't think these are tree stumps because
no, I don't either.
I mean, who's got this perfectly massive saw that sliced these things perfectly? Have you seen trees get cut down? Big trees, okay? So, and then where the hell's this massive tree at? Where'd that go?
I definitely went through everything is a tree stump phase. That was a stop along the way for me as to Meltology. And then I went through the mud fossil phase, which I'm still kind of in. I think there are petrified remains of massive creatures, but I don't see it the same way I used to. Right. I think there may be remains of ancient massive trees, but I don't think I think more than not, we're actually seeing Meltology and the remnants of massive structures as opposed to tree stumps. But
no, the scale of the massive trees that they are talking about is just incredible, and it goes against all the laws of this place, what it takes to create this tree, to make it petrified like they say it is. It's almost impossible. And imagine all the water it needed at the time it was there. If it was that big, nothing would grow around it, and it would make shade, so nothing would grow also.
That's very true.
So,
but they were actually like big trees, yes. But
like in Yemen, guys,
the Socotra trees.
It's their structures, and everybody keeps thinking they're tree stumps, but it's obviously a melted building.
Oh yeah, we covered this place. Where's it called again?
I don't remember what it's called. I just know it's in Yemen somewhere.
Oh, yeah, it looks like a tree trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that picture. That's a good one.
I forget where it was in Yemen. I just know it's Yemen. Oh wait, yep, it's this area somewhere.
Yes. There's like this one. Yeah, this picture. There's 2-3 of them right beside each other. But
they were definitely huge towers. I think, like even like what we see our cooling towers, nuclear cooling towers and stuff.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Right there, Shapu. Click that one. The one where it looks like a big.
It's not me.
Oh, Crystal, the one there off to the right. It's just a dirty brown right there. Yeah, that one. That's like one of my favorite pictures right there of it.
like I get how everybody I understand how so many people think it's a tree stump, and I would have thought the same thing too, but once you get into meltology you
And
begin
you
to
get
see
into this
more
thing,
things like
you
this.
see structure.
Yeah. And this area right here, I see it as melting and oozing away, and then when you
Right.
get into the interior you can see layering that would not be like the layering inside of a tree.
And that inner rim right there, you can walk around it. It's paved. I mean, that
Really?
right around the, the circle there.
Yeah, we just showed the Solomon's prison in Iran,
It's the
and
same.
it's the same thing. Yeah.
Guys, okay, getting sidetracked here, but this is very important. The line of volcanoes, Saudi Arabia. Do you guys know about this line of like 7 volcanoes somewhere in Saudi Arabia? Aha!
The volcanoes are just, oh yeah, these
Look
ones.
at this, guys. Look at it.
Come on now.
No.
Have you guys seen this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've
This
seen
line
it.
of volcanoes in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of, Shapu? This reminds me of those maps that John Levi was showing, and there was those weird buildings, and then those weird looking round, barrel looking towers in there with
Yes.
rivers being fed to them.
Yeah. Yeah. There was maybe all towers filled with water just to, yeah.
And so I don't, I have not researched the official academic explanation for why there is a line of volcanoes. I'm assuming they're saying it's a fault line or something, or I don't know. But look at that line, guys.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it makes me think of like the Pacific Ring of Fire. You know how there are these, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But these in the Pacific, I found out like these islands there, they were part of a bigger continent at one point, and now it's just destroyed.
Let's see, back to, okay, so guys, Route 66. I love Route 66. So I had a shot. Just devastation in every direction that you look on or look in, and absolutely flat. I see these formations off in the distance, and I imagine like ice cream melting down. I'm just on the part that's completely melted down, and this is the ice cream that hasn't completely melted yet. We've talked about this, the whole basin and range topography, which we know is not true at all. Just another shot of, I'm just out in the middle of nowhere. So, all right, now it's going to start to get really good.
No.
And very similar to what I was seeing out at Valley of the Gods.
Wow.
These are kind of blurry, so I'm just going to go through them, but I just want you to see the progression as I'm driving toward Oatman on this beautiful, lonely highway.
Could you imagine being out there at night? Oh my gosh, you must see all kinds of stuff.
I've been in some spooky places at night out in Nevada. Is it the loneliest road or something like that, where there's no services for over 100 miles? That gets a little sketchy when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel really exposed.
But you're alone, so you can see from a mile away somebody coming. So
yeah.
So this reminds me of the Black Pyramid in Egypt.
Yeah.
You're seeing the inner core of what's left of this building. It's not much, but it was definitely structured. It could have been pyramidal. It looks like the sandstone butte ziggurat thing too as well. I'll drop that link here in the chat again, guys, the article for it. They admit it looks like a sandstone butte, but it's actually the core of a building.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, well. But again, this is structural. And I posted these photos on my Facebook a few weeks ago, and someone commented about how we're looking at strata. And I don't know, it's just some people can't unsee it. um, can't unsee strata.
They're not informed enough about the melt. They're
Yeah.
they're coming from a place of ignorance. And I'm not being mean, I'm being real. When you're not studying this and seeing it with new eyes, you're still going to see it with the perception deception, and that's all you're going to see, just like the ball earthers out there.
Yeah, no, they do just repeat what they heard that
Yep.
from geology, that people with lab coats and the diplomas and stuff like this. But if you think about it, how they say it's form and the strata and the water, so you tell me that this is probably like what? How tall do you think? 1,000 feet or a little less?
Oh, I don't know. It's massive.
Yeah, no, I know it's massive. So the water would have covered all of this, and we would have lived not be, but this place would have been like covered with water for a long time, and this is
That's why they got to add on millions of years.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
no. It's so crazy. Everything is so old or so far away. And wow. But this looks like a pyramid, very similar to what I showed you earlier at Valley of the Gods. Same.
What's this thing in the lower right hand corner? Because this looks like a structure.
Oh, yeah. It
Yeah.
reminds me of, we see this all over Turkey. We get these horizontal spots. And I imagine this being like the space between floors.
Right.
We also saw it at Papago Park from one of my earliest shows with you guys. I think I have a folder for that somewhere.
You're
But
sounding like Shapu. I got a folder for that.
we see this everywhere, along with staircases in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, guys, look at this. Just completely wasted structure. So we have a pyramid here or some sort of structure. One here as well. One here. It's all structure. All of it is structure.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to drive off the road.
Oh my God, girl.
Yeah. I've had some close calls. Oh, I shouldn't laugh, but man.
So I just want to play this real quick in case anybody hasn't heard it before. Here we go.
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, mountains generally are understood to be larger than hills, but the term has no standardized geological meaning.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge. Now this is interesting. I don't know if we're looking at a different heat, different building material, but
Yeah.
just struck me as odd. So Oatman, it's this little
I
tourist.
found the workhorses. They're right here, the donkeys.
And interestingly, Oatman, Arizona, used to be there was a mine. There still is a mine, and it used to be, I think, one of the largest gold mines in the world. And we know that a lot of what they're mining, if not all of it, are the remains of destroyed structures. And so I think about all this gold ore in the rock, and that what they're really mining are what was inside these structures when they melted down.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's very true.
but yeah, these guys were super friendly. I felt kind of sorry for them too, but they were friendly. They're well fed. But
Now these are donkeys or mules. Which one are they? I always get them confused.
Yeah, it looks like donkeys because they're smaller. Mules are taller than
Okay.
these ones. But these donkeys do what they want, That's why these are the most. They use donkeys to train horses because the donkeys just have a stubborn head, and that's why they call it like this, because they do what they want. You cannot make a donkey do what you want. And sometimes to train their horses, they tie a donkey to the horse. So the horse cannot do anything because the donkey rules the horse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
True, you're full of knowledge.
Just little tidbits. But it's worth going out. It's just all souvenir shops and whatnot. It's worth going here simply for the drive. And so this is me leaving Oatman. Just
big old melted mess.
Everything's wasted, guys. It's all just like a destroyed cityscape.
Even up here on the right-hand corner, right-hand side, it looks like structure up there.
Right here?
Yeah. Yeah, right there.
And they call these places wastelands. So
yeah, they got wasted all right.
Like the Badlands makes me think of that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the aerial footage of that stuff, man, you can see it. It's just crazy, the melt.
You know, I went out there when I was a little kid, like I don't know, 10, something like that. Boy, would I like to go back with what I know now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, I'm seeing here, it almost makes me think of, so I don't know if this is the top of a building or the side of a building, but buildings that fell over and like knocked each other down as they were melting down, something like that. I don't know, just an idea. But you see this recurring pattern absolutely everywhere out here.
Oh yeah, there's slumpage and slippage and all kinds of stuff going on. I think a lot of the earthquakes that we experience is more, slippage of buildings underneath of us that are maybe settling.
That makes a great deal of sense. There was actually an earthquake out here. I did not feel it. It was a bit north of me, but there was an earthquake out here a few weeks back, and that's what I was thinking. I wonder what's settling underground.
Mm.
It's a little bit creepy to think about that. So.
Yeah. And also they have been doing a lot of underground tests with a lot of things. I don't know if they still do it, probably, because the new people that are there now, they're still trying to do the same thing that the people in the 70s and 60s did. But they did a lot of underground bomb tests and overground bomb tests in a lot of areas. So we don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, it's really creepy to consider.
Yes.
How much of what's actually going on is underground. And we're just seeing a fraction of the life and activity of this place on the surface.
Yeah, and they like to put it like in movies, and the latest movie about this stuff. It's called They Clone Tyrone. I don't know if anybody seen it.
I saw that on Netflix. I didn't watch it, but is it worth spending the time?
Oh yes, you should listen to it. Yes, they kind of mix a lot of stuff in it, but mostly about like black people, how they try to change them, but they relate a lot of underground base test on people.
Really?
How they put stuff in food to make people think some way, it's really interesting. If it's all true, I don't know. Yeah, but they like to put stuff in movies.
What is it? Revelation of method, where
yes,
it has to be put out there so to avoid karmic consequences.
Yeah.
I don't have any idea if that's true, but
no, but don't believe everything that you see. Also, they put true things in movies, but also false things. So,
but yeah, it's just a completely wasted landscape out here. My jaw was dropped pretty much the whole time. I just see a city. I see a destroyed city now.
Yeah. But what you said about the karmic effect, yes, because they don't want it to fall on them, so they want you to fall on you. So you accept what you see and what you so it falls on you. So yes, that's why they do it.
But guys, we have some more sedimentary layers here. So
sedimentary brick layers.
Apertures. Of course, we've seen this enough now to know what we're looking at. So.
Motherfucker.
There's a lot going on in this photo, guys.
Wow, that thing is big.
Massive. Look at this. Look at this. Wow.
Make it make sense, Crystal.
You know, the idea that it's a melted building makes more sense than anything.
Right?
It really does. Meltology just makes sense.
Wow. Go back one picture, please. Oh, look at that, guys. Just look at it. That's good stuff right there.
But okay, so we've done Oatman, we've done Shiprock, we've done the Grand Canyon, we did Valley of the Gods. We have not done Valley of Fire, and we have not done Montezuma Castle or Horseshoe Bend.
I think, well, we're at 2 hours and 41 minutes. We should do Montezuma's Castle.
All right, Montezuma Castle it is.
I really want to see this.
Okay, guys, so here we go. This is about, it's fairly close to me, just less than 3 hours. So,
look at that.
I really think we are looking at a pocket of survival. And this has been refurbished and rebuilt, but no doubt it was originally just a pocket of survival.
I concur.
When you look, there are, look at that, guys. Some folks decided to haul a bunch of bricks up here and just put it in the side of it.
They scaled down the walls. They made ropes from donkey hairs or something. And yeah, there you have it.
But there are pockets of survival absolutely everywhere in here. And this place had the a Sodom and Gomorrah vibe a bit, although not completely cooked to ash, like Sodom and Gomorrah. But it kind of resonated a little bit with it. So look at that.
Yes.
And you can see how it follows all the way around the rim there. Like that was a floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you build like a 3-4 foot door? You know, I don't know.
And stuff like this is absolutely everywhere in Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there are lots of like national parks and you know, tourist attractions with this stuff, but you can find this stuff seriously just everywhere.
Remember that time you were on and we were talking about the cavettes along that ridge line?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. And this stuff is all over the place in the hills in this area. And I don't think this park is free. It's like $40 to get in or something. And you just make so much money. You know,
they're charging you to go in and look at melted buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're paying to be taught a false narrative. It's just how the system
You're paying for lies.
Yeah. So anyway, here's a zoom in of that area.
Not only are they going to lie to you, they're going to make you pay for the fucking lie.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
The money that you're taxed on.
That's some muffed up shit right there.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, very clearly, we know this is a pocket of survival, guys. And that is right here.
You know what geologists are, right? I'm going to tell you.
Ballless, soulless, spiritless, corporate little bitches, suckers of Satan's cock, each and every one of them.
Oh my gosh.
You can't deny it. It's true.
You know, and I wonder how many geologists, I mean, certainly for years and years and years, I believed everything that I learned in school. But I wonder, like, what percentage of geologists are out there and they know that this isn't true, but they push the narrative anyway. I mean, certainly.
Probably the same percentage as dentists that are out there that know the truth about fluoride.
Yeah. But so, yeah, this is a floor, and this area is a bit more collapsed or heat expanded or squished, whatever exactly happened than this side. And there's a floor here. Here's another little pocket in here. Right there. A pocket there. Is that Jinx?
Yes. Yes. Come on.
Very bricky right here. And it looks like a wooden beam was put in right here to preserve this doorway.
That.
But yeah, I see just a bricky texture. And I think that a lot of this has been restored and refurbished. Maybe mud was put in here to support the wall, to keep it from collapsing. But I just see bricks and mud.
It's tourism and it's historical narrative. Go ahead, Chipu, I'm sorry.
And to support the mud brick theory that they're trying to make us buy, you know.
Yeah, it supports the narrative. It benefits them to refurbish. Even in Iraq and Iran, we show where they, refurbish a little section of it to try to say, oh, this is what it looked like, and this is the people who did it. Slap a plaque on it, walk away,
Yeah, because they didn't have a oven to heat the bricks, so they had to make mud bricks with hay stack in them, But mud bricks that don't last thousands and thousands of years.
Exactly.
No, they certainly don't. And when I was out at Valley of the Gods, that one pyramid that I showed you guys at the beginning, Valley of this one. So I certainly didn't mean to, because I didn't want to be disrespectful to the structure, but it's crumbling. Seriously, I mean, it's just crumbling. You walk up to it and you can just break a giant chunk of this off with hardly any pressure at all. It just crumbles to dust in your hand.
Yeah.
There's no way this has been around millions and millions and millions of years. There's no way it could last. I mean, it's already just crumbling to dust in your hand.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this X Factor event, I think it must have occurred not all that long ago for these structures to be still standing and still so defined in certain areas.
Exactly, Crystal.
It couldn't have happened that long ago. So where were we? We were at Montezuma Castle.
Yes.
I think where was I? Here? Yeah, I was here. So look at that, guys. It reminds me a bit of the wall that we saw at Shiprock.
Yes.
The dike, whatever. I see bricks. I see blocks.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's either a rock curtain above it or stucco left on there from the build. Yeah. Above all this, yeah. See that flat brown spot at the top part? All this flat brown above this line.
And I see doorways, apertures, something, windows, I don't know, but right here as well. It's
For
just
sure.
a structure that's melted and collapsed on itself. And
wow,
look at this. Just look at that cave, guys.
Wow.
It's not a cave.
I wonder what's in there.
It's not a cave. Just
Hi, Rose.
Hey, Rose, you're tardy, girl. Where you been? Hold on. I gotta get to my drops here. Rose, you're tardy. After class, Rose.
And I see there were quite a few people there this day, and I see all these people walking around with their little books and their pamphlets, and I just want to run around screaming with pom-poms. It's a melted building, guys. I can't believe what they're telling you. So come to the dark side.
Right?
Yeah.
Come to the melted side.
Yeah, exactly. Come to the melted side. I love it, Jen. That's great. Here we are, another area, another pocket of survival up in the side. Looks like there's a brick in there.
She's talking.
Oh yeah, you can see the bottom part also. Just melted into this where the window is. You can clearly see that the blocks just going into the mountain.
And of course, no doubt, this was inhabited by the Native Americans.
Yeah, I
But
mean, why
they
wouldn't
didn't
you?
build it.
I mean, look what they do in Turkey. They refurbish that stuff and live in them now.
You know, that crazy town in Turkey, Cappadocia.
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Well, it turns out there is an area in New Mexico that has incredibly
Yes.
similar structures. I
Yes.
haven't been out there yet. I need a different car. So Meltology is going to make me change my car too, guys. I need
You need a
It's the Range
SUV
Rover.
or off-road one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to have a full size spare, not just one of those fix-a-flat kits. Yeah, I need some gear, guys.
Yeah. What are they calling it again in New Mexico? They're calling like the Smurf House or something like that.
Hoodoos, I think, right?
Hoodoos. Yeah. I don't remember.
You do the voodoo that you do.
Interesting. Good. But yeah, anyway, I think that some of it has been restored for tourism. I think some of it is original. I think that any of the walls out here that have been rebuilt and restored for tourism were built with heat damaged bricks that had simply scattered on the ground. And I don't exactly know what I'm looking at here. I don't know if this was original and heat damaged or if this is rebuilt using melted bricks that were found at the site. I have no idea. But what I do know is that we're looking at melted bricks. We have a little red one right here. Then, of course, we have the black ones. And then at Wapatki National Monument in Flagstaff, that photo I shared earlier with the giant boulder in the middle that they decided to put in the wall when they were building it. There are lots of black bricks like this all over Wapatki National Monument too. So
Yeah. Almost like obsidian, but not quite. Because I have like a lot of these blackened bricks that I found in my area that they would call volcanic rocks, but there's no volcanoes in my area. So.
How interesting. And more wall down here.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this part. Like, you can clearly see. There's so much engineering that they just melted the wall with the mountain. It's crazy. It's insane.
It's so, the reason I said this place has a Sodom and Gomorrah vibe is because you can see that, like, to the areas to the left and right, you can see where the brick line is lost, where it really just almost turns to ash, or with sandstone or whatever they call this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just completely baked here, guys. And again, areas like this will just completely crumble in your hands.
Yes. Jen, you muted?
Uh-oh. Did I lose you guys? Are you there?
No, we were muted. I muted because of Jinx, but Jen was muted.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, like, that last picture Crystal had up. What did they do? Did they lift up this huge sedimentary layer to put in, one more right there. See the sedimentary layer on top and on the sides of it here? How are they building this?
Yeah. No, this is just completely cooked out here. My gosh, guys, it's just. And so, what do you guys think? New wall with old materials, or original?
It looks to me like it was refurbished on certain spots here.
Yeah.
Like remortared and stuff, maybe.
Yeah, they do it a lot of places, recreating what they think was there with what remains on the ground.
But check out our red brick survivor.
Oh, right, baby.
There. Yeah. Hello there, brick.
I love me some red brick.
Yep. It's there. It's everywhere.
What do you say? When you see the melted bricks, you won't fall for their lame ass tricks.
Another area where there's that transition between brick and basically dust is sandstone.
Yeah.
I mean, this is some crazy heat damage, guys. Oh, hey, I don't know if this was found on the site or not, but look down there.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that doing there?
It does appear that it might be somewhat damaged. So maybe this was a red brick survivor on the site that they used to make this wall. Hello there, completely cooked brick. There's another one there, another one there. I love these black bricks.
Yeah, when they're black like that, and if they're squished down more and cooked out, it's slate. That's
Motherfucker.
damn it, Shampoo is on the drop. I love it. Oh, baby.
Yeah, because I got the example right here. Look, I don't know if can I just
Do you want me to stop my screen share?
not stop, but just pull it out so I can see.
11.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to stop it.
Okay, so I will stop.
But look, I've got this one. Same thing. It's a brick that is char, like
Nice.
blackened, like turned to black, just like you showed. I've got so much example of this. I've got another one that is actually, you can clearly see the brick just halfway there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, halfway to turning black.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, Shapu.
Because and these ones, like you said, black, like almost glass, like
Vitrified.
And it has that lava look to it.
Yeah, they would call it lava stone,
Lava rock.
but lava rock. But it's so heavy. But everywhere I found this at the same place as this one. You know, the brick and the black glassy stuff. You know, I got even like
That's too distracting.
you see, it's a brick, but all darkened, blackened, and the same thing with these ones.
So, Crystal, have you heard in masonry, they say that when these bricks go dark like that or they go gray, they call them dead bricks, like a dead battery?
I had not heard that. I know the clinkers. I know clinker, but it's interesting that they call them dead. Does that mean they can no longer conduct electricity like they used to?
That's what I'm thinking. I talked to a lady a while ago. She had an 18th century Victorian house. She had a lot of heat damage on the bottom, and she let me look at her house on the outside and stuff, on the inside as well. But when I was talking to her about the brick damage and stuff, she said that the masons that they had come out to help, shore up some of this stuff and, point work that they do for these houses, mortar and stuff. They said that the black bricks or the gray ones are dead bricks. She didn't know what that meant and she didn't ask, but as soon as I heard it, I thought, well, I know they're batteries. They store energy. So if it's a dead brick, it sounds like it's a dead battery to me.
Wow, that's interesting. And I actually have my feet right now on an antique brick from a house that was demolished, a Victorian era house.
Oh,
And
we
they're
were
not
talking
like
about your bricks recently because you have that one brick that has a mold on it. Don't you?
I think
I have
that's
so many
the one.
bricks, guys. I have bricks in all states, but this brick, hold on, I gotta grab it. It's very heavy. It's very dense. So since
Yeah, oh yes.
Look at that.
it's not like our bricks these days.
I have something like that out back my house where I buried my cat Lola, holding in. It's a big square chunk, and on the side, and it's a big, thick, heavy brick. Yeah, look at
Guys,
that.
you know how funny it is? We all have a brick collection. We show each other our bricks, and we all love it. And it's
All
so
the time, yeah.
My husband just said when he was living in Ohio, they had brick roads. And I'm like, because there was no cobblestone roads. If you look at the cobblestone narrative, if you're going to, buy that, I have a Globe model I could sell you all day long too. But yeah, nobody's going to ride their wooden carts with wheels that maybe are 6 inches thick. Some of them weren't even that thick. Wooden wheels down.
cobbles.
Yeah. And if they do it today, they don't use cobblestone. They will use brick. You know, if you go in Florida, in St. Petersburg, there's a whole section that it's all bricks. All the roads are bricks and everything. You know, they don't use cobblestones. They will build it with bricks.
Why would you have a cobblestone road? And you see this in different locations, and then a beautiful brick sidewalk and a brick house. You're telling me they could figure all that out, but they get to the roads and they're like, I don't know. Maybe we should use those rounded river stones over there. We'll call them cobblestones.
Because it'll be so nice for the horse and cart to go over them.
Yeah.
But
Makes no sense at all.
All right. Should I share my screen again, guys?
Yes. I'm done. Yes, sorry.
All right.
I mean, even if you did have shocks and springs, and they did have a certain extent, some kind of thing for the ride of the carriage and stuff. But still, why wouldn't you? I mean, why are all these other roads? If you go down to Old Town Philly or places in England where the roads survived, everything's brick. It looks like Pompeii. Brick roads, brick sidewalks, brick buildings.
Yes.
Guys, can you see my screen? Is it working?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, sweet. Did I think I lost my place. Okay, no, here we are. This was where we were. This black brick on the top. And so I think we have some refurbishing and then maybe some original X Factor right here. This looks new. Did I lose you guys?
No, I was just muted in general because Jinx is just.
Oh, okay. And looks like a combination of a few different timelines there. Hi, Jinx. Look at this, guys. Reminds me of hummus.
Right there.
Yeah, very, very cooked out.
Yeah.
I have
Hummus
a
or coral. Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, you can see the heat damage on the bottom, the grain growth and everything. Wow.
Do you want me to go back?
Look at
How do
that.
I get it? There we go. I need to put this on my channel. I have not put this on my channel yet.
Yeah, you got to get that up there for sure on your channel.
I'm working on my huge evidence backlog. So
the evidence is all around us, everywhere you look. You
It is
can't escape the melt. You can't escape it.
it's absolutely everywhere, even in areas that are completely flat. It's absolutely everywhere. I mean, it seems like hardly any part of the realm was untouched by this event. So, but I don't know if the video is necessary. But anyway, just to give you a perspective on the scale of this place. But okay, let's see.
Yeah, you can see that they use coral rocks or pumice, but that it was superheated like this. Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Look at this. Aperture and the brick still remaining here, completely cooked out around it.
Yeah.
I mean, this does not seem refurbished. This seems like original.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like
Look at this, guys.
There it is.
what's going on?
Some bricks just sticking out of the wall. Okay. So, this part, of course, eroded away because it's softer, because it's more cooked out. But, I mean, there are geological forces at play, but it's definitely.
Oh yeah, I don't discount erosion, not at all. But they use that narrative as a blanket statement for a lot of things.
Yeah, for pretty much, yeah.
I mean, if there was a huge monsoon over Sodom and Gomorrah, that place would be a mud flood to the town next to it. You know what I'm saying?
It would be. It really would be, yeah. And that's a good point about the mud flood. I mean, a lot of it probably is brick ash.
Oh yeah. I think the salt water is brick ash salt.
It's interesting. I hadn't considered that.
Yes, and then also in the book that was telling you I was listening to the Aurea Linda book. They talk about after because they talk about what's happened before the previous X Factor and after. And after they say the only thing that's left is the Star Cities, and all outside of this, it's all marshlands and salt pools.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't there before, you know. So.
Crystal, have you ever looked into the Woliska salt mine in Poland?
You did a show on that, didn't you?
Yeah, dude. We have to cover that again, Shapu, one day. The narratives for what's down there in that thing are ridiculous. Okay.
It rings a bell. It rings a bell. That's all I'll say. I think I must have caught part of your show with it.
Yeah. We'll have to recover that one day.
But guys, look at this. This definitely original X Factor. And this right here, there's a cave that I go to a lot called Pepper Sauce Cave. And when you first climb into the cave, there's an area really similar to this where it looks like the floor above has collapsed down and you have to climb over it and then down and then under. And anyway, it just looks to me like part of a collapsed floor right here. And then, of course, I see bricks that are almost completely cooked out here on the left.
Yeah, but you can still make them out, though.
Yeah.
Janky old rock.
Oh, hey. Hello down there, Brick.
What? What's that doing there? You got the eagle eye.
Yeah. Partially rebuilt wall. So looks like, is that, no, that's just a leaf. But more caves, guys. Lots of caves here.
Yeah, because the ancient waters eroded it away. And
over 27.4 million years.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. It's so bad, guys. It's so bad.
I saw melted steps and bricks in that last photo.
Oh,
Did
last
you
photo.
really?
Let's go. I love melted steps.
Yes.
Who's carving melted steps?
Oh, wait a second. Right here,
Shapu, you're right.
Yeah, and right above it, there's you can see the bricks left just to the right, a little bit to the right and up of
You
where
mean
you're.
the indentations where they were?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right there, yeah. Yep. Yeah, they look like melted steps too, Shapu.
Yeah, that's it.
Good eye.
Really good. I missed that. But yeah, I totally see it now.
Yeah, to get that to that place, you need some steps.
There's an aperture here, an aperture here. I mean, I just think of all the windows and doorways that must have existed.
Yep.
Look, here's some brick up here. Mud brick.
Dude, it's popping out everywhere on this site. The more you look at it, the more I'm seeing it pop out. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Who the hell went up there and did this?
It's a windbreaker. That's what it is. It's a windbreaker. Because you're going to climb all the way up there. You got to block the wind. You got to build this wall. And it was the ancient people that lived there. And they stored their grain in there.
Yeah.
I'd buy that all day long if that's what they told me. I didn't know any better. Why wouldn't I?
And look how cooked out this is.
Mm-hmm. That looks like Sodom and Gomorrah right there.
Yeah, very Sodom and Gomorrah right here. Oh, just narrative stuff.
Oh, see, here it is. There's a narrative.
Yeah, but they look at what they show, like the floors and stuff, but they don't explain how.
But look at how perfect it is. It's clearly a building. I mean, you can see the floors like in Tenerife. You could see the floors clear as day in Tenerife when we covered the Canary Islands, melted as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's just like this.
Yeah.
But this is great, guys, because if you look carefully, you may see beam sockets carved into the cliff at several levels. Man, guys.
I saw a brick at several levels.
So
they must be what they say pickaxe marks in there if they're saying they're carving it. What are they carving it with? Like buffalo bones? What are they using?
I don't know. I wonder. It'd be interesting to dig a little deeper and see what they say was used in terms of tools at this site, because I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. They won't, because they don't know either. But they cannot say anything, because even the copper is too soft for any, and bones, you need too much. Yeah, so.
There was this narrative that they pushed on the Curse of Oak Island, and I just want to say, if anybody watches that show, it's a melted building they're digging down into. Okay, first off, but anyway, they had this narrative where they were going over to Spain to look at where I think it was Spain, and where some of the Knights Templar were being held prisoner, and there was some carving on the wall in the little prison that they kept them in, right? And the guy asked them, he goes, well, what do you think they carved this with? I mean, if they were in jail, in prison, they couldn't have anything pointy or hard like that. like what would they have used to carve this? And the guy's like, oh, they used their nails and their teeth.
Oh my God.
Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? And the guy's just like, oh, okay. Wow. And I'm like, bullshit. Like, hello.
Yeah. It's crazy. And the story that they tell us, they moved from bronze tools to a copper. From copper tools to bronze. But to make bronze, it's copper alloy, and to make an alloy, you need electricity. So, where is the electricity comes from? They never tell you. So.
Yep.
So. A friend of mine is at Niagara Falls today and just sent me the most amazing photographs. Oh,
nice.
My gosh. Oh, guys.
Yeah, the side on the bottom part of the Niagara Falls. They are really hard to find, these pictures of the bottom part.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, all right. I'll have to look at those photos in a moment. But there's one photo where there's like a fire in the rock itself, and you can tell clearly that it's brick lines, not sedimentary layers. And okay, sorry, I'm a bit distracted here. These photos are amazing. So I got the tingles. So.
Melanie's been keeping an eye on the chat.
All right. So here we have more bricklayers. And it's just the more you look, the more you find. And it's everywhere out there. It's not just here. It's literally in almost every hillside. And see here.
Yeah.
There.
Wow. Wow. You know what this reminds me of, Shapu? This reminds me of Mount Abel in Israel a little bit. The way it looks here.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. The same things that you can see. Thanks.
Jakes. She wants attention.
Yeah, she wants to come on screen.
He's so cute. Oh.
Okay, one sec, guys. I'm sending it in my live stream.
Yeah, you can see like a pillar in this opening, where the cursor here, and the floor just melted down.
Oh yeah, it looks like it goes in further. There's probably plenty of pockets of survival through that floor if it didn't crush all the way down.
Yeah. But you can follow all the lines perfectly when together. That's crazy.
Yep. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, Melanie.
Okay, guys. All right, I'm back. Those were so mind blowing. Okay. Wait, this isn't the same site, is it? No, no, this is very similar to that other photo. No, it's the same place. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. More pockets. It just goes on and on and on. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys, well, I have more to share. I'm not sure how much time is reserved or exactly how the live streams work. If you want me to hold my evidence for next time, or if you want me to keep going, because I still have tons. I was worried I'm going to run out of stuff, but it turns out that I actually have an excess. But it's better to be over prepared. So.
All right. Well, we're actually probably have to do a part 2.
Okay.
But there was a little video that I wanted to show before we got out of here. Let me get this set up here real quick. Oh, I got to pause it. All right. Let me come over here. We'll come off screen share, and we'll definitely put a pin in where we stopped here in your folders. This way we know where to pick up from when we have you back on again.
Okay.
But let me take you off screen share for a minute. And
okay. Well, guys, thank you for going through so much evidence with me. I have some photos from Valley of Fire, but we'll save that for next time. So
yeah, absolutely. 3 hours just flew by. But
it did.
Yeah, we're going to have you back on. So, I talk about, tranny bricks on my channel here. My other channel got taken down for talking about a lot of that trans brick stuff. But I was talking about Cher a couple of times, and I would break down her name, and it's see her. They want you to see her. And I've always said that, there's some tranny brickage going on in that situation. Something ain't right. So this was sent to me, and I have to share it with you guys because there's truth here. And,
no, more dyke pics. I'm sorry.
Hold on, I got to go to present. Did I share screen? No, I didn't. Okay. Entire screen. I hope I'm doing this right. Let me get this.
Jen, how many channels of yours have been taken down?
God, I don't even know. It's like my 7th channel.
I got a little.
Dude, it is a little weird.
Sorry, can you see this on your screen?
Yes. It's there.
Okay. Crystal, go ahead. What you were saying. I apologize.
Oh, I just got a comment on my.
Dude, it is a little weird that you're talking to me.
So sorry. This thing is so touchy. Just hang on. I didn't mean to do that at all. Continue on what you're saying.
No, I got a comment on my channel that was a bit worrisome about. Anyway, so I need to back everything up, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you should. Definitely. When it comes to YouTube, you could have no strikes and be taken down at any time.
Yeah, but if you follow the guidelines, you're kind of okay. They won't touch you, but I don't know what their guidelines are because they choose whatever they want sometimes. They let people go on with some stuff and other people don't. So they just choose who they want to let them stay there.
You got to be not naughty, and you got to be not on their radar at all. So, and apparently that's not me. So,
no.
Just stick to Meltology. You should be okay. I don't know what other stuff you might tackle as far as, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. Just back your stuff up no matter what. And get an Oddysee channel, link it to your YouTube. It'll pull all your videos over there once you sign up.
Yeah, and you can do it also on the other one. What's it called? Rumble. They do the same thing. Yeah. Yeah,
I have to get a Rumble. Are you still there, Crystal?
I am.
Okay, all right, good. I can't
I'm
see.
just wondering if I'm just going down the transvestigation rabbit hole. That's all.
Okay, all right. So here we go on this video. Let me see here. It's going to play.
I don't think I need a drag queen to define normal behavior.
Oh.
But I will say this. The look is flawless.
Whatever.
Ooh, working the attitude. Okay, you're good.
I've had a lot of practice.
Hey. You're not that great, Mr. Sister. All right? I do a better share than you.
You think so?
Actually, it's. You think so? Oh!
Are you kidding me with this? You know, dude, it is a little weird that you're talking to my dog.
So I think that's pretty much it. But you guys caught it in the beginning. Mr. Sister, you know, that's a shim, that's a she and him mixed together. Shim. So yeah,
You know, dude, it is a little weird that you're talking to my dog.
But and this here, if you guys can see it, is the link that I dropped in the chat. It's about the ziggurat that looks like a sandstone butte. They admit it that it's a building, and right here it says resembles a sandstone butte, but is actually made of what they say is mud brick.
Okay.
And here it is.
3,400 years old and made of mud brick. Wow. And of course, what we're seeing there is just like what we saw at Montezuma Castle. You know, these bricks that are almost completely cooked out and crumbling away.
Now this is what it looks like now, since they this is an aerial shot of it. You see it melted away from itself, but here they refurbished it and put this ziggurat thing around it, trying to say that it was like this big originally, and this is the core center of it. That's all that's left. And of course, it resembles the sandstone butte. So there's that. So it's just amazing.
Jeez.
I'm going to drop it again in the chat here. I don't think I have it saved. All right. So here we go. In the chat. Jinx wants your attention.
Hi, Jinx.
Yes.
Jinx is adorable.
Jinx, you're on screen now. Yes.
Oh, she's so cute. I'm going to take us out for.
No, just me. Okay, go away.
I can't get you to go up there single. I don't know why. I'm retarded. I had too much tardy glue tonight, guys. All right, Crystal. Well, thank you so much again for coming on and sharing your photos with us. They were absolutely amazing. And I am so looking forward to coming out and hanging out with you and exploring the melted mess that is your area.
Well, thank you for having me back. I know it's been a while since we've connected. I've been like super busy, but you know, Meltology is always there guiding me. So it's really foundational in my life. So yeah, I'm excited to come back and hang out with you guys again. Yes. So I'm going to be doing some more trips in the next few weeks. So I'll have even more evidence to have a backlog for.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, you got a really good camera there. I really enjoy the boots on the ground footage that you got. And we're going to be covering a couple other things before we have you back on. It'll probably be maybe like a couple of weeks. We'll get you back on here. We have so much stuff lined up that we want to cover. And I have so many more things in my head. I'm like, oh, we need to read. Like the Willisca salt mine. We got to fit that into one of our live streams. Like take a half an hour on it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have so much. We want to bring other people, new people to the melt. Into this week, John Bavar from another site just made his first live show about the meltage with what's it called again? Evaldis. You know Evaldis?
Okay. I have to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, he made like, but it was his first one. He didn't present himself. He didn't present. It just went into the melt. But
I think it's great that they're getting in there and they're doing it, and more people are, getting channels up and stuff. We got to keep going with this. I don't care. I don't want the mainstream to pick it up. I don't want them anywhere near this. You know what I mean? Because they already distort everything. I'm not looking for it to have like mainstream recognition. This is for us to know. This is ours, and we can't trust those people with anything. They're gonna take it, twist it, tear it up, and then put a whole new narrative on it and say, oh, it's this. It was a meteor, came down and fried everything and melted it all. But yeah, thank you again. And Shapu, thank you so much for all your help with the streams and, your pictures and your footage and everything. That was really great in the beginning. And I'm going to get out of here. Crystal, I have to put your link down below.
I'm up
in
to
this-
like 270 subs now, something like that. I'm
Oh,
growing
great.
slowly but surely. So,
Dude, I thought you would have more than that by now. I guess if my other channels didn't get taken down, we could have had you on. I mean, my last channel, I was up to like 1,600 subscribers, and the one before that, it was like 2,000. But I don't even care about that stuff anymore. I just get on and keep going. Shapu keeps backing up all our live streams, and we just keep making more and more.
Yeah.
Just got to keep pushing forward, and that's what I like to do. I like to do premieres to get my old stuff back up and everything, but at the same time, I have so much more, ahead of us that we're just scratching the surface on this. You know that, girl, right?
we need a get together. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
So,
we should do a meetup in your area.
yeah, like a bunch of us somehow.
Yeah.
So,
well, maybe when I'm out there in October, we can set up some kind of meetup. There's probably plenty of people that watch that live out that way or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Figure it out. All right. Well, I'm going to get ready to get out of here, guys. And does anybody have any closing thoughts or anything?
Yeah, I'm just happy to see Crystal back with us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I've been kind of hard to get a hold of the past few months. I've had a lot going on, but I'm getting back in my groove, and things are, things are good. So
you look beautiful, by the way.
Yes, always.
I really appreciate that.
Yes, you always look beautiful, but you look extra beautiful because I can see where you're at now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, you've talked behind scenes, so I'm just saying that glow of
it's coming back. I'm coming back.
The authenticity, the authentic you. Yeah, I love that. I love you, girl.
Love you too. Thank you, guys. So good hanging. Okay.
Guys, let it not be said that we stood by and did nothing. I love you guys, and we are out of here.
Good night.
Everyone.